The Rap Roundtable.
Yes, sir. New York's #1 podcast. The East Coast #1 podcast.
Whole coast.
For hip hop. It's ours.
Talk
you know what I
about
mean?
it.
You can have all your commercial pods, you know what I mean, with relationships and political connects. But as far as the purest, the most uncut, the most unfiltered, we are the #1 podcast on the East Coast. We are the Rap Roundtable. You know what I mean? It's your boy Jarv here alongside Sincere the Rap Snob.
What up, what up?
Alongside Deanie the Balance.
May the force be with you.
Alongside the homie Mase,
good,
the
gang.
voice, whether it's the industry or the young people, the voice.
Yes, sir.
You can find the Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, Twitter. You know what I mean? Lock in with us. Shout out to everybody who took the time to follow us on Instagram after I asked y'all to. If you haven't done so already, press pause on this. Run over to Instagram, search the Rap Roundtable, and hit the follow button. We got about 13.4K subs on YouTube.
Yes,
I don't see why we can't have at least 10K subs on Instagram because y'all all active. Y'all all fuck with
Why
the
not?
page. Y'all fuck with the
You know
different
what I mean?
content that we put out there. So lock in with us. You know what I mean? And again, like we always say, Deanie mentioned it on our last recording. Every platform of social media, we don't give you the same shit everywhere.
Facts.
We not spam posting. The Twitter is different from the Instagram, which is different from the Facebook. So lock in with everything and get familiar with the Rap Roundtable on each and every level. Of course, keep watching the shows. We see the numbers, fellas. We're creeping back up.
Yes,
the
indeed.
subs are going back up.
Yeah.
You know
All the
what
way
I
up.
mean? And again,
That's a fat joke, except for later when we'll talk about it.
Man.
and again,
Preview.
you hear this beat in the background, produced by Sincere Beats. He makes beats.
Holla at me.
Lock in, you hear this shit. Y'all rappers, y'all watch the show. We've connected with a couple of artists already. So again,
Yes,
if you're an
sir. Yes,
artist,
sir.
don't be bashful.
Yes, sir.
Shoot us an email, shoot us a comment if you want to purchase a beat or just collaborate with some, just make some shit happen.
You know what I mean?
Holla at
For
us.
the right price.
Holla at him.
There you
Hey,
go.
rest in peace, Virgil.
You know what I mean? and you know what I mean? As always,
We are tonight's entertainment.
you know what I mean? Fellas, you know, we've been doing the Rap Roundtable Top 5 series. We started it off with the top 5 Jay-Z albums.
albums.
We
Yes, sir.
followed that up with the top 5 Nas albums.
Yep.
For this episode, we are going to do show-stealing verses.
Yes.
Top 5 show-stealing verses.
Now, what does that mean?
That means
Yeah. What does that mean?
it's a posse cut. It's Jarv, Sin, Deanie, and Mase. Sincere
Does
hopped
it-
on the beat and he smoked it.
No
Does it-
two rappers. None of that type of mess.
Oh, it got to be a posse cut?
Got it.
At least 3.
At least,
At least
At
three?
least 3?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about it.
Establish the rules. You know,
You know,
what I'm
I don't
saying?
know. No, fuck that. It don't. No rules.
No rules?
Let's
No rules?
let's just wild out. Just pick your verse.
Oh, shit. Now you done changed the game with that
A
one,
fire
man.
verse is a fire
man.
verse. We didn't say top 5 show stealing verses on posse cut.
Right.
We said top 5 show stealing verses.
Right.
All right.
So you need at least another individual next. to
So
you.
you show up to somebody's studio at their session on
Oh,
their song,
man.
and you smoke them on their own shit,
Like J. Cole and Benny.
and then you just bounce.
Right.
Like, my bad. Sorry.
J. Cole and Kodak. Not Kodak. What was homie name?
Yachty?
Yachty. Yeah.
Yachty.
You know what I mean? Shit like that. You
Nah,
can't
don't put
nobody.
Yachty on Kodak. I'm not even a Kodak
I'm
fan.
sorry,
but
Kodak. Because I actually like Kodak. You know, some of y'all be hating the young and
Lil
Southern
Kodak.
acts. I fuck with Kodak.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But basically that.
Okay.
Chat, y'all could get in on the action. Y'all already know what the vibe is. Put your 5 in the chat. Put your 5 in the comment section.
Yes,
You know
yes.
what I'm saying? But top 5 show stealing verses in any era. This is not a 90s thing, a 2000s thing, or 80s thing. Any era, any decade is sanctioned. Do your thing.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Do we need to rock, paper, scissors? Who wants to go first? Does Sin want to go first? Does Sin want to see what the room looks like before he goes in?
What's going on? What's the vibe?
Nah, I'm probably gonna go back the farthest
Okay.
in eras. So yeah, I'll go first.
Say less.
Sincere.
Sin Rap Snob delivering his top 5
So
show stealing.
my top five, rather naturally, it's gonna be all 90s. My personal top 5 of show stealing verses is gonna be all 90s.
Right. Right.
But I did make a secondary list, which I will also list out, that picks one show stealing verse from each decade, just to make it fair,
that's
just
dope.
to spread it out over time.
That's
you know what I
dope.
mean?
Fire,
Or
son.
if applicable.
Yeah.
But my own personal list.
let's not get too sensitive with
All
the
right.
pause.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. There's no today.
Let's reel that in a little bit.
hey,
Damn it.
and an A because it's
Yeah,
him. You know what I mean? Anytime we mention his name now or me in studio, that's gonna happen.
feel
you know what I
me?
mean? Cook
Shit.
said.
Yeah, so my top 5 is gonna go all the way back to like 91? 91. But my first one is from 95. Number one show stealing verse. Nas showing up on Raekwon's Verbal Intercourse. I mean, to me, 95, it's been what, like almost 30 years since
Yeah,
that?
man.
There's not been a single guest verse better than that. I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't give a fuck if it's Kendrick or Cole or Jay or whoever. Nas solidified the blueprint of a guest feature verse in 95 with Verbal Intercourse. Number 1. Number 2, Busta Rhymes on Scenario. You really can't, like, what are you going to say against that? Like, he came through and just rah like a Dungeon Dragon and, like, smoked everything.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Third, I'm sorry, Jarv,
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
but I have to give it to him. Capadonna on Winter Wars.
Hell yeah.
Capadonna on Winter Wars,
All
he
right, fine,
smoked
fine,
that.
Fine.
Now,
Hell yeah.
He used
Shout out to
all of
Cap.
his rap superpowers for that one verse. You know what I mean?
Listen, there's nothing wrong
Nah,
with
he
that,
did I
man.
on ice cream too. Fair is fair.
You
He
know,
did I
he
on ice
Matthew
You did the same one.
Dellavedova
I
with
ice
that,
cream.
man. Like, I'm with it.
Cook,
Hell yeah.
If you're not familiar, you know what I mean, Jarv has very strong feelings about Capadonna. So that's why I prefaced it with, get ready. Fair warning.
I think he's trash. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
Hey,
Other than
I'm
that
sorry.
verse,
Not
other than
sorry.
that
Other than
verse.
two
Outside
joints and
a
ice
verse and a
cream.
half. You know what I mean?
Listen,
no, a
man.
verse, a
Damn.
verse and 3/4 because ice cream is decent.
You know what I mean? 1.75.
Tough crowd. Now, but we spoke earlier about whether or not we were gonna do the Wu-Tang features because I mean it's all family, it's all clique, and we agreed. You know what I mean? Wu-Tang features will count. So Capadonna at number 3. Number 4. I'm sorry. Again, this is my era. If y'all wasn't there, then y'all wasn't there. But when Cannabis touched that beast from the East
Oh,
and
you
smoked that
going
last
in
track,
your backpack for
I
this
am
file.
all the way in my rapidy rap backpack boom bap true era. Cannabis on Lost Boys Beast from the East
Good pick.
snapped black crazy.
Great pick.
And my number 5, again, this is my personal list. This one, I think the top 4, a lot of people might, sort of agree with it or will see it.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody's gonna see my 5th pick or understand it. But what Redman did on Flip Mode Squad meets Def Squad.
Okay.
This is an album cut on Busta Rhymes' album. Busta Rhymes' first album, his debut album. And that, I say it all the time. Any chance that I get to give not just this song its due, but Redman's verse on that song its due, I take it. So we have this segment. I said, let me throw that in my top 5 because, like, Redman is one of the shoguns of all time. He doesn't get his due. Maybe one of these days I'll have my flowers segment for Redman because, again, his first album changed my life. So that's my personal top 5.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not
Now-
mad at it neither.
If I could
That's
just
a
really
flawless
quickly,
top 5. I can't even mad.
really quickly go through my fairer, throughout the era's top 5.
Oh no, because you done played all the big jokers already, Sam. You know what I mean?
You want to go around?
You want to swing back and
Yeah, let's see
Back
what the
around?
rest of the
All right.
guys before we
That's
get
my
to
personal
your
top 5.
honorable mentions.
All right.
You know what I mean? Didi the Balance. Talk
I
to
like
me, gang.
that 5 though, son.
Bro, that's the nigga. He played all the top.
Yeah, that
what's
was
the shit?
the-
You got top 5 in spades. Like he done played all.
He
of
got
them.
Top
Jordan,
5, man.
Kobe, LeBron,
Bro,
Kareem, and
you should
Shaq.
not. Why did we let him go first?
I don't know. That was your bad.
Yes, man. You kind of cooked me.
That's a body. That's a body.
You kind of
5 for 5.
Me and him have the 1 and 2 just reversed.
So fuck it. If it's multiple, it is with a culture at the end.
Yeah.
Of the day.
So I had Busta Rhymes with Scenario.
Number 1.
That's number
It
1.
is the ultimate feature.
I mean, you really
Not mad at
you
that.
really can't lose. I mean,
Can't lose.
it might be one of, even for people nowhere near that era, that verse is still very memorable to a lot of people. When it comes on, it's still incites like madness from the crowd.
Any function you throw that on,
It's madness.
word for word.
Number 2, Verbal Intercourse. You really can't go wrong. It was either going to be this or Live from the Barbecue as far as me. Like, it was really going to be those
Another
two.
one. course.
as far as features, but I feel like it's just more grandiose because the level of MCs that he was with, you know what I'm saying, Ghost and Ray, on the level of quality of the album the Purple Tape, you know, so it just only right. 2 members of the greatest collective in hip hop. 3, I have Flavor in Your Ear.
And who's the stealing verse?
Biggie.
All right,
Okay.
we just making sure.
What we doing here?
I'm
Bus
just saying.
was on Flavor.
He did
too.
So was LL. Everybody, and that's another thing.
Listen, you doing a podcast, you don't assume.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But I'm talking about doing your thing on a level of other niggas like that doing their thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You walk away with the show stealing verse with LL, Busta Rhymes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Shout
if
out-
I'm to even add on to your point, if I wasn't there, but if I'm correct, Flavor in Your Ear remix dropped before Ready to Die, right?
there we go.
So that's kind of crazy hearing that verse.
That was part of the runway.
Nigga.
Too, right?
Too Ready to Die, right? So
fact.
that's even insane. Imagine hearing that on the way to your first album.
All right, number 4. AZ, Life's a Bitch.
All right.
Hey.
Argue with your dog. You know what I'm saying?
Who's arguing with that?
Not
nobody's-
you.
nobody's gonna-
Not you.
The heads
But there's
will, you know what I mean?
the niggas who know, like that. Niggas don't give AZ the props he deserves, but that verse, man, I mean,
Legendary.
come on, bro. Like that shit spoke to my soul.
Come on.
I'm sure there were people wondering why I didn't. But
We're gonna get into it.
Number 6.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. I'm sure you got more shit on your list. And number 5, Prodigy. I shot you, bro. Like, come on, what we doing? I conversate with many men. It's time to begin again. Forgot what I already knew. You hear me, friend? One of the most sampled verses of all
On
time.
my
Yeah.
mind, soul,
And my body, secret society, trying to keep their eye on me, but I'ma stay incognito for places they can't find me.
yeah.
So I move strategically to God. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
Like,
now.
Again,
Come
when
on.
y'all get mad
Come
at me
on.
when I say P better than a lot of niggas, and y'all be like, oh, you overrating Prodigy. Stop. These
Who
are gold.
says that?
come on, man.
Show yourself.
Yeah, Prodigy is a
It is what it is.
people are split on
all-time
Prodigy.
show.
If you put Prodigy in your all-time top 10, you'll never get an argument from me. That's all I'll say. Carry on. Dean.
It's arguments for Prodigy.
That was the 5.
There we go.
All
I
right.
like that 5, Dean. I like
look,
that
bro.
5.
Also
Masito.
staying firmly in the 90s. I mean,
Yeah.
Masito, you know, you weren't there for some of it, but you know your history.
Of course.
But at the
of
same
course.
time, I personally don't hold you to the same standards because you grew up in a different time with different ears. Again, that's a theme on the rap round team. Everybody's ears are different. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Right.
Mace, talk to me. I just had an old head. What your name is, boy?
I'm about to violate.
Masito. Look me up,
Yo,
bro.
listen, Job, I'm glad. Listen, that's why he's the point guard, because my list definitely is. I think my list is completely 90s list. To be honest with you, I threw out joints that I was around for. I could tell how the shit had people going. You know what I mean? Where niggas let people know this is the person that had the best verse. So I feel like my list is gonna be maybe completely different than anyone. I know Sin had some more picks, but listen. As far as my 5, number 1, Dean. You know what I mean? I don't want to get hit, but International Players Anthem, Andre 3K.
Wow.
Legendary verse, man.
Can't argue it.
A legendary verse. You know,
I'm sure you'll find a way, dude.
A lot of people. A lot of people love that record.
A lot of people. Are you a lot of people?
It's a good record.
All right.
It's a good record. No
good
question.
record is crazy.
It's a great
Absolutely
record. It's a great
classic record. Two legendary
This is where I
groups.
look at him like Larry David.
Great record. Classic.
Classic
okay.
record.
Classic record.
Tilt top it is.
It is what it is.
Okay.
I ain't gonna deny the greatness on this one.
Good record is insane. This
All right,
is
copy.
listen for
We'll get
my
more
age
into him
group. This is
later.
one of the
Pause.
most legendary records. I feel like half of 3K's guest verse, like fanaticism, comes from this
that.
verse. You know what I'm saying?
Majority of his go talk.
From this verse, you know what I mean? Summer 07, this drop. It was Outkast. It was UGK. It was produced by 3-6 Mafia. It was a Clash of the Titans on a southern level. You know what I mean? And Andre 3K was the most impressive, fantastic, classic verse. You know what I mean? In an Andre way. You know what I mean? A real life verse.
Right.
Real. You know what I mean? Set the stage for the J. Coles of the world. Regular guys could be with this verse. My next, Nicki Minaj, Monster, bro.
Okay.
At number 2?
Number 2. After
All time.
Kim, you know what I mean? After Kim,
All right.
with the Mob, the second best women's verse in history to me. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't think Nicki Minaj raps well, but this verse is what keeps them alive. You know what I mean?
Anybody who says Nicki can't rap, they just unserious.
I agree.
You're not a serious person.
I agree.
Especially when it comes to that verse.
2010 Kanye, Ross, and Jay with Nothing to Sneeze At. She clearly out-rapped all of them on there. And one of the verses, and this is going to be a common theme for my list, I appreciate verses that niggas can rap verse for verse, you know, and word for word. You know what I mean? I get, you know, I love complex bars. I love the breakdown. I love this multi-syllabic 16s. But it's something if
glitters and gold.
It's one thing if you can throw right. I love unfolded scrolls, bro. But I'm just saying, as far as, you know, you throw it on in this spot and everybody rapping it, the kids rapping it, moms is rapping it, I'm rapping it. You know what I mean? Not on some Will Smith shit, but just because of the bars was that crazy. You know what I mean? Listen, the next for me, I'm going We Taking Over, Lil Wayne, bro. And when that verse came out, that was another verse that everybody fucked with. I am the beast. Feed me rappers and feed me beats. Like the fuck are you back when
I hate to admit it, but then in this age range, that shit was
taking over, bro. Listen,
we knew a Wayne verse would pop in here somewhere. You know what I mean?
Of course.
That's this guy.
You know what I mean? Back when the DJ Khaled All-Star game meant something, you know what I'm saying? This was a part of that build-up towards the Carter 3, you know what I'm saying? And all the hype behind that. Another classic verse that I can remember, like, people in different demographics being able to just recite. Some of them where you spit the first few bars and everybody know what you rapping, you know what I mean? Next for me,
means something. That don't Mase, it means something.
Right.
It means something. It means something.
Next for me, this is a song that's early in my rap fandom, but something that clearly stole a show for me. Somebody who we've been giving a lot of credit recently, Scarface on This Can't Be Life. Fantastic verse. You know what I mean? Excellent verse on there with two titans. 2000 J and Beans ain't nothing to sneeze at, but the bars, how heartfelt it was, the story. I don't even know if the story is real or not, but I feel like it was. It is in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like the flow.
It gotta be real. It gotta be real. The way he accounted, like, on my way over here, like, I got the phone call and everything, like.
Come on, man. Just and I feel like a verse that everybody admits is that verse on the song. With two other great verses though. It's not like, you know what I mean, he had to compete with Fat Joe like Wayne on We Taking Over, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
But number 5 for me, listen, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't even think this is my favorite verse on the song, but when we talk about show stealing verses, Kendrick Control. The definition of the show stealing verse.
What? I'm sorry.
It's no question.
The modern show stealing verse. It didn't even steal a show from this song. It stole from the whole game,
niggas
bro.
Niggas don't even remember Jay Electronica was on the song.
Come on.
We're okay. I'm an asshole, but I'm factual, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
where's Dini
niggas
at?
don't even remember Jay Elec's verse, bro. Like,
come on. Let's be honest.
Stole the show. Like, it's literally
stole the
most
show.
niggas don't remember the Big Sean verse. Probably outside the job.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I know you fuck with him.
Sean got off. Sean got off.
He did, but and it's still backshadowed by the Kendrick shit. That's what I'm saying. He really overshadowed nigga. I gotta give him respect where it's due.
Clearly,
don't do me like that.
Had the whole game shaking up. The whole game was shaking up.
All right, you know, I like that 5 right
Great
there.
5.
That's a strong 5. You know what I mean? And it's like, I hate that I gotta go last because y'all 15 songs in so far. We didn't even get to the honorables.
Right.
Some heat. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I hate to, you know what I'm saying? I have to follow this shit.
Interested in his job.
All right, so let's be clear off the rip. If there was one song that was gonna damn near be on myself, Sin, and Deanie's list, Busta Rhymes Scenario.
Facts.
That is, for me personally, he says it's Nas. For me, it's Busta Rhymes. Leaders of the New School. That is the ultimate feature verse.
Talk about it.
In my opinion. Number 2 for me, it doesn't get talked about as much now because it's the cool thing to make fun of the local celeb on the internet. But that Diamonds remix verse, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Let's be clear. Like,
I respect it.
I had to get off the boat so I could walk on water. Blasphemous and all, but you know what I mean? Let's talk about it.
Crazy
verse.
The next one for me, number 3, it's gonna be a bit of a pivot. You know, fair is fair. My ear ranges from region to region, but I remember what this verse did for his career. Granted, he was already bubbling. He was doing his thing. He had an album out, but this was the resurgence of this artist, and this T.I. on the Bone Crusher record, Never Scared. Niggas forget he bugged the fuck out on Never Scared. You know what I mean? Yeah, we gotta get us South some love.
All right.
We gotta get us South some love. T.I.
I fuck with it.
I'm mad.
I'm hard pressed to remember it, honestly.
Well, you wasn't fucking with T.I. in real time. You know what I mean? When I met you, you was like, you know what I mean? I was the T.I.
I remember the Bone Crusher song.
I was a fan of T.I. from the joint when he just randomly popped in with Beanie Man on Rap City.
Wasn't Cam on the version of that?
Yeah, it was mad remixes.
Yeah.
Killer Mike was on the original.
You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking with that heavily. Now I'm going to catch some heat. But again, you know what? I'm not just a boom bap head. I like the mainstream shit just as much as I love the boom bap shit. Mm-hmm. And if my brothers is gonna go, especially Dean and Sin are gonna go into the boom bap bag, we gotta create balance at the rap round table. Okay. Mase went a little more modern. I'm gonna go a little mainstream and boom bap. But I remember when Drake was on the come up, before all the weird shit, before he decided to become a pop star, when he was just trying to be respected as a head, he was delivering the bars. And it was a song in the summer of 2009 that dropped, alongside the most memeable rapper of all time, Fabulous. The Throw It in the Bag remix. I don't give a fuck what y'all say in the chat. I know good rap. And his verse on the Throw It in the Bag remix is one of his best 16s. I was gonna come in here and say stay scheming, but I felt like that was the cliched response. And I do remember how when I had my first car, how heavy Throw It in the Bag remix went crazy in the car. You know what I mean? And that verse, rapping next to Fabulous when Fab was still considered a serious rapper. Right. You know what I'm saying? We got to give him credit. My next one, there's a few options here. You know what? I'm going to say, boom. I don't think I named this. I should have named it sooner, but you know, I got a little excited. It's Nas in 98. It's mine. You know what I mean? What are we talking about?
What a flirt.
What are we?
Like that.
You know what?
I
Nas has so much lore next to his names that certain verses don't get talked about enough.
That was a moment.
And to me, it's mine. That beat. I heard that beat before I ever watched Scarface, mind you. I never knew what Scarface was. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
I got that from Scarface.
But I knew when Mobb Deep and Nas got together, this shit was such a big deal in real time that it was getting that. Remember the BT content on Fridays? It got premiered on that show. Like Nas and Mobb Deep collabing in 98. Big fucking deal.
Silk shirts and my chest show. What a flirt.
That's when niggas say like Nas is like the underground. I'm like, nah, Nas when he got his commercial bag, that nigga was something else too.
Backpackers ain't wearing silk shirts with the chest out.
98 Nas was something else on that boat in the Hype Williams video, nigga. What we talking? Yo, Nas, again, maybe you forgot about it.
Halle Berry blew a kiss at the Barbra Streisand
the Barbra Streisand. Oh,
that's not underground talk.
Flex like my doodle don't stink.
That's not backpack talk.
No suit. What? Like, you know what I mean? Like that shit right there. Like this nigga.
No suit, no tie. On virtue. Damn, I'm lost.
I'll look up the lyrics.
And it's like you know what it is? It's like
you or verse you, some shit like that.
He can be serious. He can get in his nostalgia bag. But for me personally, when Nas is hungry and aggressive, that's the best version for me.
Can't lose.
When he has a point to prove, that is the best version. And he got next to two niggas who were nice in their own right. And it's we always talk about on this show. Again, y'all give us such a hard time. Y'all give us a harder time than some of the other podcasts. I read the comment sections. And y'all be on our heads the most.
Out of line.
And it's like, when we always talk about understanding the assignment, rising to the occasion, P was no slouch.
Facts.
P was on everybody's list in 98. Havoc had to rhyme next to P full time. So he had to get his shit off.
Facts.
It did not show up and say, move out the way, you short niggas. Let's go here,
bro. What the fuck?
Let's go here. Big QB chain, nigga. And cleared them. He cleared them.
QB piece Nas was a different animal, bro.
Bro, and it's like, you know what? It's not in anybody's lore, and it's not like a verse that niggas go to for Nas, but for me, as a Prodigy fan, feeling like P had to deliver, and Nas said, hold my beer. Anytime that song comes on, it's like, what the fuck was he on that night? Or that day? Or what strand was he smoking?
Yeah.
That good batch.
Yeah.
Good God, it's mine.
That's strong.
Since it's a rap snob, I got honorables. I
got honorables.
You know what I mean? So
I think we all do,
I'm
right?
gonna pass
Yeah.
the
We
rock
all
to
do.
you.
Bet. So I wanted to do my by decade breakdown.
Okay.
Right.
One pick per decade because hip hop has spanned 50 years now.
With
You know what I
it.
mean 5 decades. So we could get a top 5 per decade. First for the 80s. The 80s spot. 80s wasn't really big on like features, posse cuts, but the Juice Crew came through.
Here we go.
And you had heavyweights on Mase, Ace, Craig G, you know what I mean, G-Rap and Kane. They dropped the Symphony. And people have argued over the years who took that G-Rap or Kane. No disrespect to Mase, Ace, or Craig G, but Kane and G-Rap are different animals. I'm giving it to G-Rap. G-Rap's verse on the Symphony, crazy. Out of here.
Okay.
I learned about the symphony because of a Lloyd Banks freestyle. We all learn about hip hop different, folks.
Interesting.
Time is time.
The 90s, come on, it goes to Nas Verbal Intercourse. Next.
Yeah.
The 2000s, you'll appreciate this.
Okay.
There was a lot of heat in the 2000s.
I'm interested.
I'm gonna give it to Jay-Z, but not Sierra Leone. I'm going with Go Crazy. That Go Crazy
That's a
verse.
crazy verse.
More than a hustler, I'm the definition of it.
Yeah.
Lord of the Kitchen Cupboard.
That verse
Bro.
got Jeezy taken seriously
Yeah.
in New York.
So
That's a good one, son.
I'm giving it to that.
Yeah.
The 2010s, I almost went Rick Ross. Shouts to Rick Ross, because his shit on Kanye's joint, Devil in a New Dress.
Yes.
What a verse, bro. And then it was just
Changed the
the
song.
energy and bravado of it,
Changed the whole song.
bro.
My favorite part of that verse is how random it is. Because again, I always tell a story. I didn't read the credits. I just played the album. I wasn't familiar with that song. And
Yeah.
it was like a 1 minute break with no lyrics.
Yeah.
And then he just show up with the origin of the Ross grunt. Huh?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because what had happened too was before that album dropped, we all remember the Good Friday series.
Right.
And there was already a version of that song that had dropped.
Right.
It was just the original with just the beat. They didn't have the segue, the breakdown with the guitars.
Yep.
It sure as hell did not have a Rick Ross verse on it.
That was crazy.
So when it showed up on the album, and then you heard, and then because that was at the pinnacle of Kanye's, like director bag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Directing, producing, directing, telling people what the fuck to do. I know Ross must have spit that verse like 10 different times or tried like other verses, and Ye was like, no.
Is that
harder.
the greatest rollout of all time?
he Dr.
Yes,
Dre.
absolutely.
Might just be.
Good Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta be.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I almost went with that.
Hell yeah.
But I wouldn't be the rap snob if I didn't go with my boy Kendrick. Nostalgia. That nostalgia verse is
Yeah, it's crazy.
ridiculous. And then when you
Yeah, it
watch
is.
the video
It
of the
is.
breakdown of like what everything meant,
He was wilding on that.
yeah, he wilded out on that.
Yeah.
He wilded out on that shit.
And then the 2020s, come on, we all know J. Cole. You can pick it like a ton of different J. Cole verses. I'm going with First Person Shooter,
Okay.
just because you got the Benny, you got the Yachty, but like we all wanted that main event, Cole and Drake,
yeah.
and watch Cole take that.
He knew what to do in that
He
moment.
knew exactly what to do.
You got more?
Let's see. AZ, Life's a Bitch, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's got to be mentioned somewhere.
I can't mention AZ Life's a Bitch and not mention Eminem on Renegade. I'm sorry.
It's
Oh,
his song.
shit.
I'm not giving him
Sorry,
credit for that.
man.
That's his song.
I'm sorry. He named
Listen.
Nostalgia. You didn't have a problem with that.
Listen.
That's Pusha song though.
Eminem.
Oh, yeah,
no,
no.
Renegade was originally Eminem's song.
And Royce.
With voice.
Which means Jay-Z had mad long to write to it. Like,
And Jay, the biggest lie ever told us that Hov didn't get off on Renegade twice.
Of
He
course.
bugged
He
out
did.
on
He
Renegade.
That's a huge
he
lie.
caused.
He did. He went off.
Look, I'm
Eminem
gonna
was
be.
just on a higher level.
I'm gonna be completely honest. And this was
Jaws
this
and
was
Memphis
still
Bleak
at a
the only
ti-
people that disagree.
No, look. This was at a time where I still considered myself an Eminem fan. This was like, Slim Shady, Marshall Mathers LP era. You know what I mean? Before Eminem show. So he was still in that era of like bodying shit. You know what I mean? I was never a huge fan of that Eminem Renegade verse. I'm sorry. I just wasn't. I thought people were like, "Yo, he married the beat so intricately," and I'm
It's
like,
his beat.
I'm like, that's cool, but the way that Jay-Z approached it and hit the pocket differently,
Crazy.
It was. I thought it would. You know what I mean? I thought Jay did his thing.
dope.
I don't think
dope.
Jay got smoked on that song at all. The reason I didn't have AZ Life's a Bitch from Nas in my top 5 was also because I don't think Nas got smoked. And everybody says, yo, Nas got smoked on Life's a Bitch. I don't think he got smoked. It is absolutely a premier, top tier feature verse. But the narrative that nobody remembers Nas on that song. He got smoked. That's AZ song now. I don't believe that at all either.
But that's the point, right? Prime Jay-Z and Nas got outshined on his song. You would have to be at a superhuman level to do that. That's why AZ and Eminem get those props. Who could smoke Prime Nas and Jay-Z on records?
Talk about it.
I suppose there's an argument for that,
Mase.
but you know what I mean. Then Snoop Dogg on G Thing, that's up there.
Of course.
You know what I mean. I got a rep for my underground backpack contingent. Common on Respiration with Black Star. Most Def on 2 Words with Kanye.
Yes.
Yeah, great one.
I'm surprised that wasn't nobody's 5. To me, Mos Def makes 2 Words what it is to this very day. Because when he got on, he told Kanye, "Get the fuck out the way." Told Freeway,
Everybody
"Oh my
move.
No, that's a fact. Oh shit, I didn't even mention Biggie. Everybody has a different Biggie verse. I got y'all had jokes when I mentioned this the last time, but I'm gonna mention it again. I don't care. Biggie on Tracy Lee's "Keep Your Hands High."
Fair enough.
Yeah, this is the time to mention it.
Smoke that.
Absolutely.
Now Tracy Lee, you know what I mean? Like, he's not a premier MC. We wouldn't say that. I mean, he's no slouch. Respect to Tracy Lee, but like the way Biggie smoked that record was a different story, man. It was a different animal. Shout out to Black Thought too. I have him in here for
Bro, how many?
Bird's Eye View.
I'm gonna cut you
Static
off right
Selector.
here
All
because we'll be
go
here
ahead,
all
but
night. I just want to know.
You let me rock.
How many songs in total do you have on this?
I have like 22.
35.
I'm gonna
Nigga.
cut
Lil
the.
Kim on Quiet Storm remix.
Yeah.
You got to get
I'm gonna cut the honorable mentions to like 5 ahead if you even have 5. Dini, go ahead.
I didn't even.
Hove, What We Do.
Okay. Hove never slacking, man.
Sipping in the
like
Black
that.
Range. Inspector Deck Above the Clouds. Surprised
Yes.
nobody mentioned that.
That's
That
a
was,
good one.
That's a good
That's
one.
a good one.
Coogee Rap The Realest. Oh my God. The
Yes.
human organism you be
Yeah, that's a good one, Dan.
Bananas.
That's a
Fucking
good one.
bananas. Cannabis Desperados. I don't know who knows. I don't know if you're from the era. This the Firm album.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to how Cannabis smoked AC at Nature. Say what you want, bro.
Listen,
but
he smoked everybody. There was
Bruh.
an original version with the entire Firm on there. Eventually, for the album version, they took Nas off.
there was
They
nothing
took-
left, bro.
They took somebody else off too. I can't remember. Who.
Nothing left. And that's all I got. I got those are the 4 I came up with.
Macito.
I had T.I. on Swagger Like Us.
Okay.
Another Battle of the Titans at the time where
He was the
came
only
out
one who
on
took
top.
that song seriously.
Honestly,
Yeah.
honestly.
Can I, I'm gonna throw in an honorary mention before you cook. Just because you OVO, I'm gonna go with Drake on the Aston Martin Music remix.
Oh, okay.
That's
He blacked, bro.
I had Stay Scheming.
I have
up
Drake on
there.
Stay Scheming.
Yeah, Stay Scheming.
That's
is
the
moment.
Drake verse.
That's the verse right there.
Blacked.
Stay Scheming.
Sorry,
I had Pusha on So Appalled.
Great.
Niggas don't talk about that verse enough.
Nah,
Whole
they
verse
don't.
either.
Push on Soul Pop, yeah.
Yeah, I got that. I feel like that had niggas waiting. Like, this is before the good music Kanye on paper, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
connection. And niggas was like, yo, what's going on with Push? He's
Hell of a
solo.
rollout.
Like that So Appalled verse was insane. I got Jada on a Made You Look remix. I feel like the Aston Vanquish, the color dandruff.
Not Luda?
Like,
Okay.
Nah, he black. Niggas, don't get me wrong. Luda black. But Kiss batting lead off. Was it who went lead off?
yeah, Jada had lead off. Top 5 Dead or Alive, and that's just off one LP,
LP.
bro.
I don't care.
Cause
I don't care who gets mad. This narrative that Luda had the best verse
It's
on that
crazy.
remix.
Out of line.
it's not true.
That's a recent thing.
did his thing,
Nobody was saying that in
But
real
no.
time. Please stop.
Niggas was kind of saying
Nah,
that in
no,
real
they
time.
weren't.
I don't remember that, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
There was a lot of people
And
that
you
we
was
were all
all-
at
you was
different
in all the
stages.
blogs. You was in all the message
feel
boards,
me?
all the
Like,
comment sections.
I was hearing
right.
that when the song dropped. I ain't gonna lie. But
I never heard
as
that,
a person who understands bars, sometimes niggas get gassed off of energy. But word for word, he might have had the third best verse because Esco got
honestly,
off too.
Yeah.
like that's what I used to hear. That Luda had,
Luda had
the
great
third
energy on the
verse.
record.
You know what I mean? Those are those. I had another pick that one more pick on a more mainstream tip. Because I think it's crazy if you in the club and everybody's reciting your verse on the song. I think that's important. So I gave Kendrick another pick with fucking Problems.
Yeah.
When that verse
Listen,
came out,
when I was a
the
partier
finale.
in 2012,
bro, you remember
girl,
that?
You know you want
Everybody was
Yeah.
spitting that verse. Girls
Heavy.
spit that with more
Yeah.
verb than
Yeah.
niggas.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Crazy.
So Kendrick on fucking Problems. You know what I
Alright.
mean? For sure.
So
Great
for
one,
me, you know, I'm gonna go back to Scarface.
Right.
Guess who's Bizarre? But it's not Hov or Scarface. It's Beans. Beans got. You could argue that Beans got overshadowed because he was next to two legends.
Yeah.
But Young and Never Pump Faker, you'll get past the blitz. That verse, like to me, Beans is the only person in 2001 who could have stood, you know what I mean, firm.
Right.
Yeah.
With Face and Hove and deliver
Honestly.
and go last. When going last meant something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sparred with Hov on plenty of occasions.
To me, niggas don't talk about it, but bar for bar, I think Beans had the best verse on that shit. For me, Show Stealer. We haven't mentioned DMX at all in this segment, which is kind of mind-boggling.
Okay.
And he has a couple of options.
Yeah, you do.
I'm about to choke. But for me personally, it's 24 hours to live. 24 left until my death.
I'm always life, but I'm gonna cherish every breath.
I know exactly where I'm going.
I'ma send you there first.
And
And
with
the
the
shit
shit
that I be doing, I'ma send you there first.
Woo. Come on.
No, it's all about to
Nah,
end.
you
Before I
smoke
go, say hello to my little friend.
That.
Yo, nah, he
Also,
was
4, 3, 2,
black,
1.
bro.
There you go. He's it. That
He's
you
in that,
flip a
yeah.
coin.
Which one you said?
4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1. That we can debate that.
We talked about a
Yeah.
lot of ladies.
I would have
on
gave
this.
that to Cannabis probably. The 4, 3, 2.
I ain't
Nah,
wanna-
DMX. Put DMX in any live
I
audience
got
right
it
now.
on Cannabis. So like,
Cannabis shit was different. I could go for more millennials than Mase got on the car lot.
He got
had,
it.
had a little
Yeah, yeah,
feelings, man. Snatch the mic off your arm, nigga. But
your
y'all,
hand's still attached to it.
Come on, man.
beating niggas to death and beating dead niggas to life, bro. Come on, bro. He was cooking.
You by yourself, bro.
Cannabis had that.
You know what I mean?
I'm saying Cannabis had that
Yeah.
few years, man.
He had that
Couple
moment, but DMX was the moment, in my opinion. We talked about a lot of women, but not mentioning Foxy on affirmative action is mind-boggling.
It's crazy.
With that funny
Okay.
math.
The worst math ever. You know what I mean?
The brickwork was wild.
You know what I mean? And you know what?
Griselda Blanco, she's not.
Speaking of Griselda, I got one more, and it's a bias pick.
Double it times 3. You got
Recency
48, which
bias.
means a whole lot of cream.
It makes no fucking
Divide the
sense.
profit by 4, subtracted by 8.
Huh?
Yeah, that was heavy.
Why would you do that?
I was like, huh? She's on.
Why didn't nobody ask her that in real time? Why would you do that? You know what I mean? And last but not least,
You
for
said,
me,
what's the vibe?
War Paint with Conway. Man.
Okay.
Like, I love that verse.
I got
Like,
the cow combo.
I'm not mad at that.
That was a West Side track.
Yeah.
This is a biased pick. I just love what he did on War Paint. Like, every time I listen to War Paint, it's like, this nigga, we thought he was
That
done.
bit.
More bars.
bars.
You know what I mean?
Like that pick.
He understood the assignment, he understood the moment, and he smoked Benny on that. Niggas talk about Cole and they talk about fucking Wayne. Honestly, it's Conway on War Paint if you want to tell the complete truth about outbarring Benny on a song. You know what I mean?
Man,
But that's the rap rounds. Oh yeah, by the way, I want to make sure that I get this in here. You know what I mean?
what's up?
He said, Nas said, cremate your flesh to ashes. You don't need a suit, no wake, no funeral, and no casket.
Yeah.
Good God.
For the record,
dust.
it's still rumored to this day that that's a Tupac diss, and Tupac was cremated.
Wow.
So that would make it even
Wow,
more
that's
like
heavy.
wow, if you think about it.
You know what? You right. Where's the drops at? You know, I'm trying to do the pod and shit. But if that's a Tupac diss, then
That's
Thug life is mine.
crazy.
one thing we know about Nas, that Nas he don't throw jabs. Once he get in the ring, it's all haymakers. All haymakers. Ain't no jabs. Duck, nigga. You know what I mean? Well, let's move on.
Wait, what do you think of us each picking one and then the audience picks our last pick?
What do you mean?
Oh, for like the
for
official
top 5,
five?
the official top 5.
Cool. I guess because we don't have an official top
Yeah.
5.
So let me go back to my list. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I got my pick is verbal intercourse.
There
Nas.
you go.
That's your pick?
Yeah. Dean, you got
What's your
Busta
official
Rhymes
pick?
Scenario.
That's your official pick?
Yeah.
My official pick is International Players Anthem.
Nas is
3K.
mine. Nas. So 2 Nas's?
Yeah.
All right, fuck it.
You know what? For the second balance, Jay-Z Diamonds. Fuck it.
There we go. All right.
And what you got? International Players Anthem?
Yeah, 3K.
So chat, you heard our 4 to send. You guys are responsible for the 5th. So whichever song we see the most is going to be the one that's the 5th in the official 5.
Facts.
Yeah.
Drop it in the comments
So
Ladders.
let's get into this.
or the
now.
chat.
There was a
sir.
conversation on Twitter that gave me this idea about albums. You know, we spend a lot of time talking about albums, classic albums. Sometimes in reactions, if we even say the word classic, whether we call it a classic or not, motherfuckers is on our head.
All right.
Classic albums is still the thing that matters the most amongst the heads, right? There was a question on Twitter about how many classic albums does Lil Wayne have? The Rap Roundtable's Twitter account says 0. Some people agreed, some people disagreed.
We know Mase don't run that account.
know
There
that.
you go. There you go.
They,
You know what I mean?
they locked me out, man.
Yeah, I'm glad
I
that
ain't
Mase
got
is
those
locked
credentials,
out.
man.
You know what I mean? So it's like with the 0, but the irony is it was a polar. Yeah, this is cooking.
They done changed it, man. No Wheezy praise on the Rap Roundtable, man. What the fuck?
But the response was very polarizing. Some people agreed, some people disagreed. And it got me to thinking. A lot of heads confuse classic moments with classic albums.
Facts.
So I'm challenging the chat, I'm challenging the Rap Roundtable to at least pick one album where people call it a classic, but it's in fact a classic moment, but in reality, front to back, the albums are not classic bodies of work.
It's gonna be an interesting conversation.
Absolutely. You know what, Sin? You cooked the first segment. We're gonna go to Dini the Balance for this one to start off. I know you got an album that niggas love calling a classic, but you know you heard it and it ain't that. But the nigga was hot, he was on fire in that time, and motherfuckers called his album a classic. Go ahead, Dini.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Wow. We saw it. We going there. We're going there.
There's a deal that I know.
Yikes.
I'm just
He's
saying,
back. He's
man.
back.
Oh
fellas.
shit.
I mean,
back.
I understand the purpose. I understand the movement. I do. I get
Do
in
you?
the time of need, one
does.
will rise above it all.
Yes.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? Sonically, it had some joints, but we knew who was really the ones rooting for that album, bro, and it wasn't us. You know what I'm saying? You know that. That was like shit they was bumping in the Natural History Museum. That wasn't for us, my nigga. Like, salute to him, though. You know what I'm saying? It had good music on it. But I think people just big it up way too crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's music that you really have to be in the mood for. Like, that's one of the things that
Not
You're
even
in the
the
mood-
not
you're
even
in
the
the mood
Met?
for that
you
shit?
gotta, that's
Not
what,
the MoMA?
you gotta be in that's the mood, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Smithsonian. That's the
Natural
mood.
History Museum. That's the free joint. You
Like-
just walk up in there like at least give it the
I need to be with
MoMA.
an
You gotta
artsy
pay
nigga
to
for
get
that
in.
move.
Yo, you can use the culture pass and get it to the get it to the MoMA for free, dog. Cut it out.
Good
You know what I'm saying?
Lord.
But I just
Oh,
think
shit.
I think Damn is better. I think Good Kid, Mad City is his opus.
For sure.
But like I said, I understand the moment of the music. So I can understand why people would rank it the way it did. But overall, sonic ability and all that, to me, not so much. Yeah.
Wow.
You don't
Mesito.
Dean, you know what I mean, off the top rope, you know what I mean? I guess we the Hardy Boys then, man, because listen, at the end of the day, this argument usually gets pushed towards post-90s albums, 2000s albums, 2010s albums. That's the way, and I'm not saying you doing this, y'all, but I'm just saying that's a way a lot of the old heads like to disrespect the classics of the newer era, you know what I mean? But honestly, when you go track for track by some of them 90s shits, it's a lot of bullshit up in there too.
Don't do it, man.
So off rip,
do it because you wasn't there. You wasn't there. You're not.
Tread lightly.
You're not.
Off
You're not
rip.
sanctioned
And believe I got one for every
Not
code.
sanctioned.
So I hope we got a plenty of honorable mentions for this because there was a lot of albums in the 90s. But we gonna open up right
It was
now
all classic.
with the
All of
Chronic. The Chronic is not
Oh, wow.
no, bro.
The first
The
one.
Chronic. The first.
Oh,
Maybe the second
They
one, but
got-
we'll talk about that
they
later.
gonna come
The
for us.
Chronic album, listen, and I know, they think I'm New York biased.
Boo this
If I have
man.
to spin back, I might have to spin back to the East for some of them bullshits too, you know what I mean? But off of it, we going with the Chronic, man. A moment, the death row scene, the debut of Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean? Bob Dole and George Bush crushing CDs out in front. You know what I mean? The parental advisor sticker, everything. You know what I mean? The whole story. You know what I mean? When I was watching Behind the Music, this shit was fascinating back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But then I listened to the album. You know what I mean? Remember when you used to get them free CDs? You put in the name, they send you 10 free
for
CDs.
1 cent and shit
I
like
said,
that.
let me get the Chronic, and I played it. I said, some bullshit, man.
Oh,
like,
Don't do that
man.
now.
listen, man.
We do not agree
Relax,
with this.
relax,
relax,
In
chill,
fact,
chill.
in fact,
Listen.
for the sake of
Yo.
clarity, because y'all niggas be jumping us.
The fuck are you
What are you talking about, Mace?
I'm just
The
being
fuck are you
honest.
talking about?
You're lying, is what you're doing.
The influence is there. The Sonics are there. You
great
know what I'm
moments on
saying?
that
The listen, we
You
love
might need to
Dr.
cut your
Dre.
mic off.
You know what I'm saying? But
Oh,
I'm just
God.
saying,
Whoa.
go track for track on them joints, bro. Go track for track for them joints and listen to a nigga scream about these nuts. See if you fucking with it the same in 2024, please. Okay? Sorry.
Shit, since hit a rap stop. Jump in, bro.
Oh man, that's you know what? I was gonna go with one of the albums that kind of was one of the catalysts for this conversation because there was a group chat. There's a group chat that we were a part of that was talking about diplomatic immunity and people calling it a classic day. I don't remember it being called a classic in real
It
time.
wasn't.
But today, you know, revisionist history and whatnot, you know what I mean? People of a younger generation, they probably feel like, we've done talked about the Illmatics and the, you know, life after deaths and the reasonable doubts and blueprints and all that. Like, we got to have new classics that we talk about. And so they're picking projects or albums that were near and dear to their heart at the time. But as a body of work, it just doesn't live up. And diplomatic immunity is one of them. I feel like a lot, shouts to Dean, you know what I mean? Again, I feel like a certain segment of the population of the hip hop listening audience is having more of it had some joints attitude when it comes to assessing the classic ability, that's a word,
It's not.
of certain albums. And obviously, you know, diplomatic immunity spawned some joints, and those joints were heavy. That, you know what I mean? They had heavy presence on BET and the clubs and parties and everything. But like, as a body of work, as a double album, you're gonna tell me that that's a classic album for two complete CDs that you could rock it straight to back? No, it wasn't. Don't lie to yourself like that. So that's what I
There
was gonna go.
so
with.
many skips on that project, bro. I'm
That's what
telling
I
you
was
the
gonna
truth.
go with.
I almost feel like fighting these niggas.
It
right
really
now.
wasn't. It really
Diplomatic
wasn't.
immunity
but
game?
It wasn't,
Nah,
bro.
that's
It
just-
was.
that
We
shit
could go
has
track for
some-
track, but it really
Fair.
wasn't.
But-
It really wasn't.
Since Mase wanted to wild out about the Chronic,
Free smoke.
Listen.
Lil Wayne, the Carter 3. You know what? Pick one. Pick one. Whatever
Save that.
whichever
That's,
one.
that's my pick. We're gonna get
I'm
into that.
sorry, but whichever one you call a classic from Lil Wayne, it's not. I'm sorry. Next.
You know what I mean? So, and to bring this whole topic full circle, it's the Carter 3, you know? To me, Lil Wayne had probably, in what I like to call that time frame, the great rap depression. Lyricism was at an all-time low prior to Wayne's run. Lyricism was so low to where basic like metaphors were looked at as some complex thing that needed to be studied. And I remember hearing these like metaphors in like 96 or 97. You know what I mean?
Finesse, Big L.
Shit.
Do your Googles.
So it's like when I was hearing Wayne come up, I'm like, I did like some of the songs he was on. I'm not an anti-Wayne guy at my core. I loved Wayne. Wayne was my favorite hot boy when they first came. I love Wayne. You know what I'm saying? But I love Wayne when they were telling the truth about Wayne. When they started saying he was the best rapper alive and the shit like a toilet and all these generic like metaphors.
When they took him serious.
I'm black like Dini. I'm Hispanic like Sin. Like these basic like metaphors. Kicking
Bruce
like
Lee, Liu Kang.
It's like, bro, it's like y'all niggas listen to so much bad rap for like at that time about 4 years to where a nigga like Wayne could come in when Wayne was doing like metaphors and all the other nice niggas was doing double, triple, and quadruple entendres. It's like, where we at with this shit? But then we got accused of being angry New Yorkers who didn't respect the South. And it's like, nah, bro, we had set a certain standard that kind of topped out around 2004. And then we were forced out of the industry. Y'all got the ball. The shit got dumbed down tremendously. Then Wayne showed up and had an opportunity to run through this lane, and he capitalized
and copied the style.
Copied us multiple styles
from several niggas.
Shit,
listen,
Mr. Me Too himself. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, there was so much hype around the Carter 3 based on the mixtape Weezy run, the feature run. Granted, these runs did happen. The no ceiling tapes were immaculate. The freestyles were immaculate. The features were immaculate. He did what he was supposed to do. To where it's a phrase that they use in the white collar industry called too big to fail. The Carter 3 was in a position where it was too big to fail. It didn't matter what Lil Wayne did. Motherfuckers was gonna call the Carter 3 a classic because he built up so much momentum, so much equity that whatever he released after that would be called the classic. And I've been listening to niggas lie about the Carter 3 since it dropped in 2008. Lying about Lollipop, lying about all these songs. That album is filled with so many skips. And the thing is, the common man is gonna say, oh, you niggas is from New York. Y'all don't get it. And it's like, nigga, I love Southern rap. Are you fucking kidding me? I almost put Paul Wall on my fucking list for features for Still Tippin'.
Still Tippin'.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nigga, like the Urban Legend album by T.I., low key is one of the best Southern albums of all time. Of all time.
King too.
Of all time. You know what I mean? Honestly, T.I. is what I think Lil Wayne is when it comes to the South, but I digress. You know what I mean? This album had so many skips. But there's so many people who will tell you that the Carter 3 is a classic, but in reality, they just remember the moment. They remember the energy surrounding it. They remember a milli. But notice when niggas talk about the Carter 3, they talk about the singles. They don't talk about the random album cut that made them feel something. You know what I'm saying?
Had a lot of singles.
And that's a lot. Is it a lot of albums where the singles were bigger than the albums themselves? For sure. And niggas will tell you this album's a classic. They'll name 4 singles. Fuck you. That album's not a classic. When I listen to Urban Legend and I listen to She's a Freak, though, that's a classic album to me. The joint with Dash Dillinger on Urban Legend, like, nigga, that's my album, nigga. Like, the shit had a depth of body. The Carter 3 was a whack album. I'll take it a step further and I'll stick the landing like this. The Carter 2 is what you think the Carter 3 is. And even then you gotta question it because Gilly. I don't give a fuck what you Wayne say. I know what Wayne fans say. I know what my ear hears. I know cadence. I know flow. I understand ball work. I understand how you construct verses. The nigga was rhyming like fucking Gilly. And by accident, Gilly rapped on that Metro Boomin beat on $100 million worth of game podcast, and it sounded like Carter 2 Wayne, and he didn't mean to do that shit. But my ears work, nigga. Wayne don't got no classics. The Carter 3 is definitely a classic, and if he has a near classic, it's the Carter 2. Fuck all y'all Wayne fans. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mase.
Listen,
counter that.
Listen.
Mace.
I'm not even mad at the Carter 3. I'm not even mad at the Carter 3 take because I believe that if you know the history, you know that most of the quality Carter 3 tracks ended up getting leaked before the actual album came out. But Carter 2, Gilly, like Carter 1 is where he sounded like Gilly, you know what I mean? Not to mention I still don't have no
You're lying.
I don't have no
You're
Gilly
lying.
music to compare this to. He mentioned a random freestyle. Hopefully they get pulled from YouTube, you know what I mean? I don't fucking know. Gilly don't got no
Carter
fucking
2
music.
was
Make sure you
exactly.
You know what I mean?
The nigga was wearing his chain
Money
in
on
the
my
video.
mind. That's Carter 1. That's Go DJ. That's Carter 1.
Bro.
That's Carter 1, y'all. This is what I'm telling you.
Bro.
That's Carter 1.
Just back.
Chilling,
Pass
right?
popcorn. Pass
Money on my
popcorn.
mind was Gilly, y'all. Money on my mind.
Yes!
Hustler music was
Yes!
Gilly. Name me the Gilly song.
Come
then.
on, bro. Come on.
What Gilly song?
You know what? You're not gonna do this to me tonight because I'm not trying to argue tonight. I'm not
Hustle
trying to
Music could
argue.
be a
I'm just
Gilly
saying-
song, bro.
How do you know when you don't know no Gilly songs? Is all I'm saying.
I know how Gilly
From
rap.
Gilly's
How he rap, bro.
from Gilly's raps.
Lady
I know how
Fingers
you
was a
rap.
thing.
I don't know how your songs sound. Dini, what the fuck?
You got it. You got it. You got it.
that, bro.
I'm just
You
saying.
are a true Wayne fan.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like Cardi
Not just
2,
bass.
the Wayne take, I don't even get mad at
The
because
nigga Pusha
Cardi
T made
2
a
has
song
the
called
quality
Mr. Me Too when nobody knew what was going on. He was so perturbed by this fraud.
because he
my
was mad
style.
that Wayne was wearing the same clothes as him. We need to holler at Pusha T about that.
should holler
By
at
the way,
G.
you know what I mean?
He was
mad
You're
that
wearing,
this nigga-
you're wearing
He
Bape like
copied
me.
Dipset style. He
I wore
copied
Bape
Philly
first.
style. He copied Neptune style.
You know what I mean?
Fuck out of here.
Fashion nigga.
Your favorite
Pusha
rapper
T, you
is
know
a
what I mean? You know what I mean? Pusha T get mad over.
I'm making
you know
mad
what I mean?
noises.
You know what I mean? I wear this. Me and Pharrell wore this. You know
He
what
has
I mean?
no style.
making some great
He
points,
showed
bro. I'm
up.
trying to
He
agree.
showed up
Listen,
north with
man.
big white T-shirts and copied everybody else's shit.
Wobble
Fuck
D,
out.
Wobble
just
D,
saying,
drop,
man.
I
drop it
heard
like it's
400
hot.
degrees. No, I heard 500 degrees. Pardon me. It don't sound like nothing on Wayne Bodies.
That's a
Listen,
fact,
man,
that's a
what did
fact.
Jay-Z sound like in 93, Dini? I'm just saying, bro.
Foosh
I'm
niggas?
just saying, man.
Come
He
on,
might have.
93.
It
He used to
didn't
rap
sound
like
like
the Foosh
reasonable
niggas.
doubt, bro. You know what I mean?
And if you
Niggas
got
Nas is on the
develop.
blueprint. Who you
but the-
kidding?
but the
That's where I
irony
come in.
develops.
That's where I come
It
in.
develops.
It's a good point, man.
but
That's a
the-
good
I-
point.
but the
Just
irony
saying.
is-
Dissension at the table.
Nah, top out. You tried it, but Hov
not
was
gonna lie, that's a good
Hov-
point, man.
Hov was rhyming like underground New York niggas. And by the time Reasonable dropped, there were still elements of 93 Hov on Reasonable. This nigga had a whole sonical change, a whole technical. He was not even a technical rapper.
it was night
He's
and
a
day.
fucking fraud.
It was night and day.
Improved.
There was no evolution there.
it was
just
night-
like,
Why Wayne don't
he
have a
woke up one
cohesive
day.
style? Because he's a biter.
Hey.
He has ghostwriters.
Hey.
And y'all swear by that bullshit. Then y'all trying to protect the culture after that bullshit. This nigga's a fucking fraud, and you know it.
Hey, he's not a fraud.
He's
you
a
know what I mean?
fraud.
Jigga
Jay
started.
Mills, Tiger,
Jigga
fucking
started flowing
Corey
like
Guns.
us, but Pop with ain't no nigga. Okay,
Oh,
that's all I got to
man,
say.
damn.
But he
man. That's
still
all I
was
got to
rhyming
say.
like a New York nigga.
That's
I
all
got
I
a
say.
counter for your counter. Ain't nothing changed about
There
Hov.
There was only
You know
New
what's-
York niggas
no,
to rap
it-
like.
no,
No,
this
it's
is-
not.
It's very
Ain't no
funny
nigga
because
that
He
was
wasn't
the
gonna
West
rap
Coast
like
running it.
Luke.
He don't know
He
who
was
to rap
already
like.
I've
Nas
noticed that Mase don't have a single bad thing to say about Jay-Z ever
Until Wayne come
it's
up.
Wayne that comes up.
Ain't no nigga. Ain't no
Listen,
nigga.
He
listen,
says
we all have
all
our
his
rights.
Listen.
Jay slander
Because he's a true
I just being honest.
he comes
This nigga's
up.
He's a true Wayne fan.
Because Wayne has
Mace
studied
is
at
a
the school
fraud.
of Jay-Z.
He'll talk that Tupac shit, but he has a Wayne poster at the fucking crib. That's your favorite rapper.
I just
Get
get
the fuck
shocked
outta here.
when Wayne gets hated or when he studied
not
from the
hate.
book of Hov,
It's
like
true.
you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
I think that might be why Jarvis mad.
He did wanna be like
and then he
Hov.
tried
Wayne
to
gets compared
cosplay
to
like
Pusha
Wayne
T,
too.
Jay-Z, Cameron, all of Jar's favorite rappers. So maybe that's why he don't.
Because he's a
like Lil
fraud,
Wayne,
and
you
I
know what
seen
mean?
the fraudulence
Hey.
in the real time. When
Hey.
Diddy could tell niggas, I was never a Wayne fan like that. Once I seen the switch, I'm like, this nigga, yo, he not that.
My love to defend you, but my hatred for Wayne is having me.
Because you know he's a
listen.
fraud.
If I
weird
listen
balance.
to the All I Got
man.
freestyle when Wayne bodied Jay on his own shit, I wouldn't want to listen to that nigga neither,
what did he
man.
body him
That
with,
is what I'm
yo,
saying, man. I wouldn't want to listen
What
to
did
that
he body
shit
him
neither,
with?
man.
Some regular ass
You know what
light
I mean?
metaphors?
Hey,
Listen,
man.
guys.
What happened on Mr.
Real-
Carter when they was on the song together? Hov cooked them.
The
What are
Real
you
quick,
talking about?
my Apple Watch is telling me that the loud environment sound levels hit 90 decibels.
Oh my
And we
god.
gotta tune it the
Are we
fuck
wilding
down.
out,
I'm
man?
sorry.
Are we wilding out?
Nah, honestly, because Wayne, out of all the niggas that we talk about, it's the Wayne fans that make me the angriest because they do this shit. They gaslight you and they get very passive aggressive
gaslight,
and shit. You know what I mean?
What
and,
can I say?
And
What
niggas
can I
know
say?
because they know in their heart he not that. That's why you had to run to Tupac because you couldn't cheer for a fraud.
That needs some reality.
Well,
Listen, man.
Oh no.
Oh, we said about that. Said about that.
No,
Said
okay,
about that.
I'm sorry.
With the
I'm
Sin
sorry.
Cold Stunner, chill.
I'm sorry.
Easy.
They gonna
I'm
get
sorry.
on you next,
Nah,
Sid.
yeah,
Easy.
you right.
Don't jump in front of the bullets. Sid.
Facts.
Don't do that, bro.
Facts.
Let's move on.
they gonna be like, he would never say that in front of. Never mind. But anyway,
Oh, man.
nevertheless, we got Walt in the building tonight. Walt is
what's up?
our engineer.
What's up?
We got Walt.
There was an exchange between Parks and Punch of TDE, the president of TDE,
Really?
where they were discussing the importance of engineers in hip hop. They don't get enough love. Parks' argument was that. I come to the rap roundtable. I feel like individually we've all had experiences inside of the studio that as far as rapping goes. So consider raps now from your perspective. How important is an engineer to hip hop, the production of songs and albums?
As important as any other part of the process, and I'm very happy that this conversation is finally seeing the light of day, and it's being had in earnest. I've been saying, and we've been saying this for years now at the Rap Roundtable. Again, go back, check the back catalog.
Facts.
We've had a lot of these conversations before they've become common conversations in the space. Engineers need to get a lot more credit than what they do. They need more name recognition. They need more, prominently placed name credits. And they do get their credits like on when we had CDs and vinyls and cassettes and all that. You would take out the fold out, and you would read the credits, and then like somewhere near the end, it would say like engineered by or mixed by, mastered by. You know what I mean? But it wouldn't be like a song by song thing. Like everybody always checked like who if you know what I mean, if it's a rap song, you basically knew who wrote it. But if there was some other type of song, you would see who was the writers, unless they had ghostwriters, who was the producer. That's what people checked for. You know what I mean? When as a beat maker, I know that like when you go crate digging and vinyl digging, you also want to check for who engineered it, because the engineer is the one that molds the sound to what you hear in the end product, the end result of it, right? And when you think back on all the music that you love, all the artists that you love, right? All those classic albums. When you think of like A Tribe Called Quest and the Low End Theory, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Q-Tip production, you know what I mean? Q-Tip and Fife on the bars. But that sound, that Low End Theory sound, what you end up hearing as the end result of it, and what you fall in love with in terms of sonics, Bob Power. He's the engineer that molded that sound. Like he completes the vision. And what engineers do is they complete the vision of like what the artist wants things to sound like. I could go down the list of additional engineers that need more recognition. You know what I mean? Not just from music heads or hip hop heads, but from the audience at large. You know what I mean? Eddie Sancho. He mixed and mastered Illmatic. He was the engineer for Illmatic. Wow. He was the engineer for a lot of Gangstar projects. We all know Young Guru. Young Guru is one of the few that you could put a face to the name. Like if I tell y'all what does Bob Power look like, or what does Eddie Sancho look like, y'all might be struggling. Young Guru, at least, you know what I mean, you see him in the forefront a little bit more. But that Jay-Z and Rockefeller era sound that we all love, Young Guru is responsible for that. You know what I mean? Or at least giving it the final touch that it needs. Mike Dean. Wait, Mike Dean is another one. You probably, you've probably seen him in pictures and videos and stuff like that. That whole Kanye era, the Good Fridays, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and stuff even before that. Like, that's him molding that sound. So I say all that to say this, that engineers, I feel like they get taken out of the conversations because people feel like their process or what they do is a technical process and not so much a creative process. And we think of music and the music that we love as creativity. You know what I mean? Who wrote it? Who performed it? Who made the beat if it's hip hop? You know what I mean? Who produced it? But the engineers, a lot of times, they're the ones that complete the vision of the sonics of what we end up falling in love with. You know what I mean? Back in the day, that used to be part of the label budget. Today, label budgets aren't what they once used to be. A lot of people are going indie, so they can't spend all their money, come out of pocket for a Bob Power or Eddie Sancho or Young Guru or whatever. So they're going with, other engineers that, may not be as prominent as or be such a master at their craft as the ones that I just mentioned. And so in this day and age, because streaming is what it is, I think there's a very good point to be made for cutting the engineer in on the cut for the streams, because it's not what it used to be. It wasn't, an engineer getting like a big bag of money for, a Nas album or a Jay-Z album or a Tribe Called Quest album or a Wu-Tang album, and getting this big ass bag and being like, all right, that's your fee. That day is long gone and past. So they need proper compensation. And I feel like, in this day and age with the streams, if you sort of cut them in on the streaming numbers and on the streaming stats, I think it's only fair, because they are part of the process and they are part of what makes that final product and final song that you hear and final music that you hear a possibility.
Spitting facts.
Honestly, there's not really much more as a pod we could add
For real.
to what Sin just said. Most I could say is a couple of things. On a completely podcast level, the Rap Roundtable has experienced the importance of a good engineer. We've been in 3 studios for an extended period of time. When we first launched the pod, we was in True Studio.
Salute to True.
Shout out to True. Mixed by Temp. He's doing big things. He's on the Food Network. He's doing all kinds of shit now.
Good dude.
You know what I mean? He made it sound glorious. He was throwing little effects on the vocals and shit. You know what I mean? Then we went to the bum ass spot
Janky
on
spot.
a different type of time. That man used to leave the room, mixed no audio. The levels was all over the place. Our shit sounded crazy.
We have to cut our shit off at the end of the pod, y'all. We have to cut our own shit off.
The man lost content one time. We had a whole
crazy.
pod interview that got lost.
That's crazy.
Only
You know what I'm
Sonics.
saying? Then we got over here. We've had the likes of Josh Prime. Not Josh
Salute.
Beta. Don't disrespect to Josh Beta, but he wasn't very good. You know what I mean? But we had Josh Prime. We got the homie Walt in the cut.
Walt the
basically
Great.
the 5th Beatle now.
Killing shit.
He makes sure our shit sound good. When y'all in the chat saying the Rap Roundtable, that's high quality shit. Recently, not even recently, majority of our time in this studio has been Walt. You know what I mean? Walt makes us sound great. So the importance of having great engineering when y'all niggas is like, you're too loud, or we can't hear you, or the beat is too loud, or shit like that. We don't have them problems because it's a great engineer.
Facts.
To Sin's point even further, most I'll add is, as much as niggas love the rapping, the beat selection, what you hear as a final product is the product of the engineer. Niggas never get talked about.
Right.
Say Timbaland made a hell of a beat. Motherfucking Jay-Z rapped great. Pre-One made a hell of a beat. Nas rapped great. But what about the nigga who put it all together? Made the shit boom in your headphones or your speakers in your car or in the crib. It's the engineer. To Sin, he nailed it. Like they need shit. Parks, the person who created this conversation essentially with Punch, we talk about it all the time. And Coupe de Gras drop, we were expecting a certain type of underground project.
Sonics.
And he put some kind of extra sauce on that Coupe de Gras that made it sound like a mainstream level production
Fire.
for underground hip hop.
Salute,
Facts.
boss.
And to me, that's still the best engineered project of that space.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Sin, applaud Sin for that. You know what I mean?
I had some balls, but Sin kind of
For real,
for real.
You
covered it.
I ain't gonna
Sin
lie.
got it. Yeah, all I did was just add the fucking dessert. Like this nigga was you know what I
Finalized.
mean?
You engineered
He
since
chefed
finalized
the main course, the appetizer, you know what I mean? The main. I just gave you a little ice cream. You want some ice cream? You know what I mean?
Send you the chef today.
Fuck that. You know what I mean? Next thing, we're gonna stay with Sid and Deanie specifically. It's been an ongoing thread. This particular artist is, if you watch Family Guy, when this artist gets mentioned, it is the Chicken and Peter Griffin. You know what I mean? But recently, Andre 3000 says that he wants to rap again. So
Walt laughing in the cut.
so after Flutopia, after 36 Chambers Enter the Flute, after
Enter the
Flutematic,
Flutang.
enter the Flutang, you know what I
Flute
mean?
dispute.
Flutang forever, you know what I mean? What was it? Ready to Flute, you know what I mean? Life after Flute, you know?
Diplomatic
Fluidity.
Flutematic community, you know what I mean?
Flumatic.
You know what I mean? After he
we're
decided,
here all weekend.
here you go. After he decided to, after he decided that he wanted to do this flute album and troll hip hop, and realized hip hop said, get the fuck out of here. As a family of a culture, we said, get that bullshit out of here. Now he wants to rap. I don't know if Didi, matter of fact, Sin, take a break.
Okay.
Didi, you hear that shit. He wants to rap again. What do you have to say?
I hear you, my nigga. Literally, that's all I have to say. I hear you, my nigga. Like, but we really just don't care. Like, the best way for me to explain this is, all right, take your favorite anything. Let's say you're a drinker, you got a favorite bar, you're foodie, you got your favorite restaurant. You have a favorite bar. You've been going there for years. You love the alcohol, the service. All of a sudden, they say we're no longer serving alcohol. You know what I'm saying? We're only serving smoothies from now on. You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to be serving smoothies all the time like we used to.
We're serving non-alcoholic beer.
We're going to pop out on other people's events and be a feature server at other people's restaurants. You get what I'm saying? Now, when you're just like, okay, I'm not a fan of these smoothies, keep the smoothies, keep that, all of a sudden out of nowhere, maybe I should start selling alcohol again. Like, my nigga, you should have never stopped selling alcohol, bro. We didn't want these fucking smoothies. We didn't want fluties.
What am I gonna rap about?
We didn't want smoothies. You. Like, you missed a golden opportunity, bro. You really boy who cried wolf this shit. Like, people were really expecting it. Like, this outside of Jay, there's no other old head nigga from that era that people would be looking forward to music from outside of Nas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the heading towards 50-year-old rapper that the fans are clamoring music for is Jay-Z, Nas, and Andre 3000. So you know the people want it. You know the people are clamoring for this. You know everyone wants to hear you rap again. Where's the rap music? I don't feel like rapping. Talking to some white dude about how you don't feel like rapping. All of a sudden now he feels like rap. My nigga, like, get help. How'd that Michael Jordan shit go again? Yo, get some help. Like, you're confused, my nigga. Like, you're really confused. And I'm like, don't feel like you gotta rap now, bro, because
that's crazy,
you figure you doing your flute thing and you feel like that's the lane you in. You feel like I'm gonna give them the lane I'm in, but we not fucking with it. So you feel like, nah, I'm gonna go back to, because I don't want that kind of rap from the nigga neither. I don't want contrived rap. If your heart's not in it, bro, like it hasn't been all these years, my nigga, then just don't rap. Just wear Jordan 3s and play the flute in peace, my nigga. Like, I really don't get it.
Jordan 3s and overalls.
Like,
that should be the name of his album.
Like, it's almost like an annoying girlfriend at this time, bro. Like, you dumped the chick and she keeps saying, well, I can be the one you want me to be. No, you can't. You know what I'm saying? Or else I would have had dumped you the first time.
Wow.
Let it go, bro.
Sincere, you got any bail for this guy?
I do not, unfortunately.
Let it go.
Listen, we talked about Show Stealing Versus a few segments ago. Mase mentioned International Players Anthem, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had Andre for his verse on 16. I don't know if I mentioned that as an honorable mention. His verse on 16 is immaculate. His work on Without Cast, just, it goes without mentioning. It's brilliant. But as a solo rap artist, I can't throw him any more bail. I can't throw on the cape anymore. Like, the Flute album really broke me. It broke me. Pause. If applicable. But it broke my spirit. Like, it broke my soul as a fan of Andre 3000, because it's like, and it's not even the fact. It's not solely the fact. I don't know. Get your laughs off. That's cool. But it's not solely.
I was trying to restrict the laugh. I ain't gonna lie.
We laugh.
It broke my soul.
What it is.
All right, to be
The
specific.
flute broke your soul. Yo.
You.
Hey!
One more time. Time's the charm.
Yeah, I can't see it, but Walt is also laughing his ass off in the car.
Walt been dying the whole time.
We potted, y'all. We potted.
Won't know the vibes, bro.
Oh man,
Classic.
Yeah, nah, but
Broke Sin. What's next?
Hey, yo. Damn it, man.
What's next on the
Sheesh. What's next on the docket right after that?
I didn't want to say
I should just cut my whole tape. Fuck it. I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm finished.
yo,
Pause.
Not as
that's
bad
crazy.
as Andre.
Are you finished? Yeah.
No. But
Without a Sin pause, the episode ain't complete. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm back, y'all. I'm back.
It's a part of
I took
it's
a
a part
few
of the
episodes
saga.
off, but I'm
Go
back.
ahead.
You know what I mean? That's the episode.
Nah, but it's not just the fact that he decided to not rap and drop a flute album instead. If the flute album would have been any good, I would have thrown the bill. I would have been like, yo, all right, he's not rapping, but the flute, so he's showing instrumentation, he's showing like a lot of jazz and funk and whatever. The flute album was just trash. I don't give a fuck what y'all think out there. The ambient flutes are not it. It didn't show any sort of musicality. It was just him fucking around on the flute.
Shit, he know.
Facts.
So it's not just the fact that he dropped the flute album at all. It's the fact that the flute album was also whack. So no bail for Andre. I'll believe it when I see it. I would like to see it, as Monique would say. But until I see it, I don't believe it. You need more people, Andre.
Yeah, man.
Mase, you got anything to add to that?
Listen, man. There's nothing I could really add to that, to be honest. Like, like Andre 3K. Like, nobody wants the flute album. I hear Lil Jon is dropping a guided meditation album. ATL. Like, I'm gonna need y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to holler at me, bro.
ATL.
Flute albums and guided meditation albums.
ATL, OG ATL of the original mid-arch takeover. All of niggas is in some midlife crisis shit right now.
Yo, bro. Maybe they've seen too much.
It's kind of throwing me off a little bit, bro.
Wicked.
I don't know. Listen, at the end of the day, to keep it short, Andre, I'm not even listening to shit you have to say, bro. Like, drop the album. I don't even give a goddamn at this point, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, and Sin, I don't even want to run down his flute album. That shit might have been the Illmatic of flute albums. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
I assure you it wasn't.
Nigga. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't even good masseuse music.
It was.
No, it's not.
There's a small contingent of people
that shit could have been Life After Flutes, nigga. I don't know,
dinner
nigga.
To that shit or
bro,
something.
What the fuck?
It was Kenny G.
Andre
That's
G?
an insult to Kenny G. Kenny G is an
offended.
icon, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Andre just a nigga that
Kenny
play
G
flutes.
said,
you know what I mean?
Just a nigga that play flutes.
Listen, he just a nigga that play flutes, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro.
when it comes to Andre saying he wants to rap, where I'm from, in Brownsville originally,
Yeah.
we would ask this guy particularly to get the fuck out of here. Because when niggas wanted that, you ain't want to give us that. Now you tried some other shit. You tried to sell us some fucking DVDs on the corner that don't play, they don't work.
$5 joints.
$5 joints. Now you back with real DVDs selling. Oh no, I got the real shit now. Fuck out of here, bro. We don't want it. When we wanted the actual shit, we gave you our bread, we gave you our time, you front it. Fuck you. Matter of fact, let me take that back. Because last time we talked about 3Stacks, Guru got mad at us. So I don't want to get overly disrespectful and say fuck you to 3Stacks. I don't really mean it. But it's a metaphorical fuck you as far as keep your raps. Because you trolled us. You made fun of us. You went on that white platform. No, sorry, what? Went on that white platform and you said you don't got nothing to rap about. What can I say? You know what I mean? Now you want to rap with niggas paying your shit. Like, to me, you know what this tells me, y'all? Chat. Andre 3000 said, or believed, pardon me, that his legend was so big and niggas fucked with him so much as a GOAT that he could do anything and niggas would fuck with him. And he had a harsh reawakening that niggas only want you to rap. We don't give a fuck about you sitting on a fucking washing machine doing interviews and playing the flute. We don't love you like that. Word to Draymond. You thought you was Kobe?
Thought you was getting a farewell tour?
The fuck out of here.
If I could give some pushback to that, I don't think that's what it is. Because I think he's not even in touch with it. No, before you boo me, let me get my point off first. I don't think he's in touch enough. Pause. With
you should have just moved on to the next segment, bro.
I don't think he's connected enough to even be able to assess that. He's not on social media. You know what I mean? He's out there rolling around. The only reason he jumped on social media was to promote the album. Like, that's all it was for.
To give, you know, credence to our Caucasian viewers who think we're four dirty, rotten racists. You don't give Eminem that type of credit to be like, maybe he's just out of touch and that's why he ain't rapping right. Why you giving Andre all this bail?
No, I'm just saying to his point. I'm not condoning the Flute album. I don't think he gave it enough thought to think that his core audience or the hip hop community would actually come out in droves to listen to it. I don't think he gave it that much thought. I just think he just did it.
Hold it back.
Go ahead.
Come on,
Famous niggas know they fucking famous for a reason. That's it. I'm not buying it. He knows.
The nigga tried to sell us smoothies, and when he see wasn't fucking with the smoothies, nigga came back into I want alcohol again. That's what happened, bro.
He resents his fame. He absolutely resents his fame.
Then stop. Don't even rap.
Stay low.
Give back the bread.
Stay low, bro.
Do this shit for free.
You could have played the flute in the Himalayas. We would have never known.
That's a point.
Cardi B.
Oh shit.
This will be a quick one.
Hey.
Pause.
You know what I'm saying?
No pause, actually.
Nah, not really, because we're talking about some titties.
Negative.
You know
pause.
what I mean?
Opposite of
We're
pause.
talking about breasts.
Start.
Cannons.
You know what I mean?
Bizarro pause.
Right.
So it's like,
I tried to pause, but I can't.
I try to stay right. I try to stay out of the women's business. That's usually what I try to do, unless it's like rap beef and we got to talk about it.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know if Cardi's rolling out a new album or it's just another Lucy. I don't really know right now. She hasn't told us anything.
She claims she has anxiety. She did tell us.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Well, she dropped another single. And see, thank you, Sin, for that. That Sin just gave me an assist. He's the point guard for this segment. You know what I mean? You got anxiety. You dropped another single. Around midnight-ish or close to midnight,
right?
You get on Instagram Live to promote. Because I can't... fair is fair to the chat, to the new viewers who might pull in. I resent when artists only pop in on social media to promote shit. I like the artists who are just on social media when the album drops, but they always around. Maybe not every day, but they always around.
They pop in.
The whole concept of getting on Instagram Live to promote your shit when you haven't gone live, you didn't go live on a random Tuesday. Don't like it. So 11 something, because you know niggas is gonna stream at midnight if you get on at 11 something.
Right.
You promoting your new single, you acting like a normal person, and then you pull your titties out during the IG live.
Pasties.
You got the pasties on. And thank you for that.
You're not even brave.
You're John Stockton right now. You know what I mean?
Pick and roll.
And it's like,
sis,
you knew before you got on that IG live that you were gonna pull them titties out. Because thing is, she got bigger. I don't know if y'all noticed, but she got she's more enhanced.
Larger.
She got extra
size?
work done.
If you look at the white wife beater, you see that the pasties were there. So she knew she was going on live to promote the single, pull out some titties, and go viral. So the question that I have for the Rap Roundtable into the chat is, as much as we love the women's empowerment, and be clear, I love Cardi B pulling out the titties. I am not mad. I'm not mad. Pasties and all. I want to see some titties. But at the same time, it's like, do we have to go to these lengths to promote music? One minute you got Megan Thee Stallion with her face and then like digital booty cheeks all around her face. We got Nicki doing whatever she's doing on IG Live and going to Castanet's crib, and she wasn't wild or nothing salacious, but it was just weird energy. Long story short, like that's not the Nicki we know. Then we got Cardi pulling our titties before the single drops. It's like, women, we empowered, we love this shit, but is this what we have to do to move music, Sam?
I mean, I don't want to put the onus on women alone. I think the entire space is in a place where they feel, artists feel like whatever works, whatever gets the job done, do it. Whatever gets you the quickest from point A to point B, do that. It's lazy. I think the entire space is lazy. I think the entire industry is lazy. You know what I mean? Labels are lazy. A&Rs are lazy. They don't want to do their fucking job. You know what I mean? So you're leaving it up to the artists to figure out what the fuck they're going to do to, pump their numbers up. Get some streams, get some sales. You know what I mean? Get out there in the public eye. And, Cardi B, I can understand it. Like, Cardi B, if she's left to her own devices, she's gonna do what she knows. She's gonna show some titties, show some ass. Like, look, it's no secret. She was a stripper back in the day. So like, she's just and the anxiety thing kind of feeds into it too. Like, when you're an anxious person, you just default to what comes natural or what comes easy to you. You don't want to, put any extra effort or work into finding some other way of getting the job done. So you're just going to default to what comes easy, and what comes easy to her is show some titties. It is what it is.
Deanie, please refrain from being a misogynist during this segment.
Oh, first of all, I'm not a misogynist.
I don't know about that.
I'm a truth. It's a slight truth teller, man.
We need a lot of detectives.
That's exactly what a misogynist would say.
Yeah.
So,
like, bro.
What if in this weird quantum realm, this is the
She
only
pulled
way.
the titties out on Earth, Deanie.
But check out the logic.
Let him work.
Check out the logic.
Right.
What if in this weird world we live in, you can't move units in this day without that? What if that's the case? Like, where's the female rapper that's not pulling that off, that's moving units?
Nicki.
I mean, Nicki's not really on that type. Nicki's kind of naked too, bro. Maybe not as much now, but
Nicki ain't even put out a video for a new album.
I'm talking about as far as the.
Thank you, Mase.
Okay, I give you that. I'm talking about as far as selling the sexual image. You get what I'm saying? That's just par for the course now. Like,
For men.
What is? You don't
That's
think it's
how we
tacky?
feel.
She's on IG Live.
it is tacky, but at the same here's the dichotomy. At the same time, Rhapsody's not doing that, but who's championing rap? You get what I'm saying? Who's championing the joints that don't do that? Who's championing the joints that really rap?
You don't think if rap pulled the joints out, it would go crazy?
No, I don't. I think it would be the
I don't
complete
even know how
opposite.
to answer that, bro. Like, either way I answer,
I think she would lose.
However I
Now we gonna
answer,
talk
I'm
about-
going to get censored,
We're
okay?
gonna talk.
So I'm going to shut the fuck up.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Nah, she don't have the aesthetic for that. Like, she's not an Ice Spice. She's not a Lotto.
Very diplomatic way of putting it.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Extremely
Thank you.
diplomatic.
I'm trying
Well
to be
done.
careful here.
Y'all don't
really
think we're going to
threaded
get
that needle,
censored, but
bro.
I'll find a way.
Pause.
You get
Can we not send? Let's just stay the path. We
I'm
don't
going to
have
try
to
my
censor that
best.
tonight.
I'm going to try my best.
But I mean, we're avid listeners of the game, of the culture. You know, like
for sure.
outside of like who outside of like the joints get naked is niggas really checking for like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you take a Doja Cat, she's not really, I don't really count her as a rap chick, but she's kind of out there with the visuals and the showing the body off too. So it's kind of like who are the successful female artists today? Where's like the Lauryn Hills today? Maybe that shit just don't work today. And that's not just a male thing. That could be a lady thing too. Maybe the ladies want to see the ladies get right. It's not just a male thing, bro. Because if it was all just a male thing, there's more women than men. Women would just support it like they support anything else, and that shit would be the top echelon of everything else. Everything else they support kind of rises up to the top. Do it not?
Yeah.
So if more joints just say, you know what, we want more Rhapsody, we want more Lauryn Hill, we want more like was it Jean Grey, that type of
Jean
shit.
Grey.
You know what I'm saying? More MIA. If we got shit like that, and you would get more of that, bro. Like, it's like anything else. The more you tax something, the less you see. The more you untax it, the more you gonna see, my nigga. Like, we in the titty age right now. You know what I'm saying?
The titty age.
And it's crazy because like
Titty
us,
age.
here I was thinking, Lord,
Tag.
you know what I'm saying? But it's that weird dichotomy where you're like, do you want women to be free and showing titties like that? And the nigga would be like, nah, I kind of want women to be ladies and all that, but nigga, you want to see titties. You know what I'm saying? So where do you land in that? You want to, you can't play both sides of the fence. You can't say, I want you to be dressed, I want all the ladies to be dressed up, but then at the side, where all the titties at? You can't do both.
I'll respond to that after Mason.
Jav, I'm not gonna lie. When I seen Cardi B's titties in the topic area,
Emphasis on
I
the
didn't think I
titties.
would have this strong feelings about this topic, my nigga. I'm not gonna lie. I thought we was just gonna be.
What kind of feelings you mean by
You know what I
that?
mean?
My mind
I
is
just thought we
telling
was
me
gonna address it.
What do
and
you
keep it
mean by
pushing.
that?
I thought this is one of those good
Shout out to
old
Drewski.
transition topics.
It forced
you know
my
what I'm
mind
saying?
to
But I'm gonna be
expand.
honest. I feel like we need to cook up on this. On the Cardi B part of it, listen. Cardi B is cold as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest here. The record is cool. Bia did it better. Ski Mask did it better. Nobody really cares about it. If you want to be honest, Cardi B needs to listen.
She said she had it for like a year.
Since shoulders have been still for a year straight,
2
Cardi,
years, honestly.
I need you to get on your shit, all right? Because this shit, you know, as far as, you know, just musically, cold as a motherfucker. And I'm going to be honest, the farther we get away from her debut, the more I feel like is Cardi in that Young Miami Saweetie lane musically. You know what I'm saying? Other than that first album, she seemed real close to there rather than the Nickies and the Dojas of the world these days. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? As far as what you were addressing, Deanie, as far as like the whole women's landscape of it, I think what we always have to remember is that women rappers are for women. We have to think about what women want to hear, what women want to see. You know what I'm saying? That's a very important part of what's pushed when it comes to women rappers. So when niggas say, yo, you know, Shay Noir spitting the best bars, yeah, she is. You know what I'm saying? But we have to remember, you know what I'm saying, almost in the sense where it's like, from Tupac to 50 Cent, every rapper had to have a mean mug, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, every rapper had to be gangster. Every nigga had to be a shooter. Nigga had to sell crack, shoot everybody, to be the toughest nigga, fuck all the women. You know what I'm saying? So it's like maybe women need a Kanye West. You feel what I'm saying?
Someone change the game up for them.
You feel what I'm saying?
Everybody has an archetype.
Right.
Both sides have an archetype.
Right. Both sides have an archetype, and maybe we just need that person that changes that for women. You know what I mean? Us as men judging women, music that's directed towards women, I always stay completely conscious of we need to speak to women about what they want to hear when it comes from women rappers, because I you know, not to be misogynistic, but we don't want to hear what we want to hear about from men rappers from women. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? When women say, yo, he's rapping too gangster, niggas say, I love that shit. What you talking about?
Chicks
okay,
like that
if I could jump in here real quick.
Sin, you hate Drake, so I'm waiting to hear this.
But oh wait, what are you saying?
Women love to hear a rapper like Drake. That's not what you want to hear as a man.
That's also true. Yes,
that's all.
But I thought what you were saying was that women don't want to hear women rapping like dudes.
They love that.
It depends on what type of dudes.
Well, because what I was gonna say earlier, you made a point. I think that women rappers make music for women. I think that's a thing that is relatively more recent, at least from my vantage point, because in the 90s you had, you know what I mean, you had MC Lyte, you had Queen Latifah, you had Rod Digger, you had Moni Love, you had, and then you had Kim and Foxy, but they were still kind of like approaching the craft with a little bit more, bravado,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. A little bit more
rap.
Both sides,
right?
You know what I mean? With women nowadays, the most popular women rappers make music completely for women. If you ask me,
yeah, no,
you know
that's true.
Jarv, you want to tap in?
Nah, cook.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So it's like when I think about the different aspects of it, it's like, it's hard for us to critique women rap in a non-chauvinistic way. You know what I mean? We said, was Deanie gonna be misogynistic? I feel like, depending on who's hearing, we all may feel, may sound misogynistic. But my whole thing is that when it comes to Cardi specifically, I think she's cold. But when it comes to women rap on a whole, it's like, listen, man, we have to always address what they want to hear versus what we want to hear. So we're never gonna get, I don't think we're gonna get Kim and Foxy anymore. If you want me to be honest, Nicki was the closest to that, and a lot of niggas still don't feel like that's of that feeling. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like there's a huge dichotomy.
Ruined it, honestly.
Yeah. Honestly, so there's a huge dichotomy over what type of rappers we're gonna get, which women rappers are promoted or even thought of as the best on an entire, huge level. But it's just, we have to deal with it as men, you know what I mean? Because we not gonna sit here and say, yo, you know what I mean? I might be a Drake fan, but most niggas say, yo, Drake make music for women, bro. Like, why are you saying he's the best nigga? You know what I mean? So.
But here's the thing, like,
what's up?
If you said that, like, she was musically cold, why is that? If she's making music for women, are they not supporting what she's putting out?
This is where I'd like to get in.
Cook.
I think it's because it's just a business model. You know what I mean? Like, Cardi has some shit. You know what I mean? We argued about Motorsport many moons ago, but she got
remember
off.
Those?
Her album Invasion of Privacy did what it did statistically.
Yeah.
But I think, it goes all the way back to your initial point in this topic about, like, the general laziness of how we promote the product. To me personally, and maybe it's my older sensibilities, to me, when you chase viral, you just have an immediate like expiration date on it.
Right.
If you're trying to make fire music that not meant, I don't even know what stand the test of times means anymore because everything is just so fast.
Right.
But to me, when you try to make fire, it's gonna linger more. Think about the joint she did with Glorilla. That verse she had, that shit stuck. She didn't have to pull out no titties for that.
Yeah.
But now you got your new single out, you chased viral, which means that you're gonna be in a news cycle for probably 2 days.
Max.
A week max.
And if the song isn't good, at least we got to see some titties. And again, it's like I keep going back to it because it's like you felt the need to promote your music by going viral or creating a clippable viral moment when you do this. And it's like, is it about the rapping or is it about the sex? You know what I'm saying? Be clear, like Nicki's had her moments where she's, you know what I mean? She's been sultry, she's been sexy.
For sure.
Her breast has been exposed on stage before. I don't know whether she did it on purpose or not. I don't.
On video.
Right. There's been leaked videos and all that. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's on purpose or not. I'm not in nobody's business. You know what I mean? We talked about Rhapsody and if she pulled her joints out and the aesthetics. Let's be clear. Men are wolves, right? Not all men, but a large percentage of men, if they see breasts, they don't care where it comes from. If Rap pulled out her joints, there's a group of men who would love to see some breasts. They don't care where it came from.
I clicked on the video on YouTube immediately.
There you go. So it's like,
and I was home alone by myself. You know what? I mean, that's not.
Yo, you're sharing too much.
Yeah, sorry. Get back. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's get back to the story here.
So it's like, to me, when you chase viral because of internet, to me, the internet is the worst thing that's happened to rap music. Because for some reason, rap more than any other genre chases the internet and the internet interaction in a way that's not sustainable over the long term. Like you could pull some breasts out. And again, this is a nasty comparison because there's women, again, I'm trying to stay at the women's business, but I'm just trying to show y'all something. There's going on Instagram around 11:30 and showing, wearing pasties, knowing ahead of time you're gonna pull out your breast to promote your music, or there's a well-placed relationship with the tight end of the Super Bowl champions, where you spend week after week after week after week, essentially doing the same thing, chasing internet virality, but in a way that's more sustainable. What I'm saying for Cardi B is instead of doing that, find a different way to be. Find one of these NBA niggas. Date that nigga. Or just be, you don't have to date him for real. Just be sidelines. Just be sideline at the. Look at Shorty who dating the Houston Rockets nigga. There's a nigga on the Lakers who's single. Cardi could go pull up and just be around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What D-Lo doing? Just be around. Find one, Jalen Brunson. Go to the Garden. You from New York. Be Trey Young. You in Atlanta. Just be around. Be clickable in that way. That's more sustainable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The next Taylor Swift album she dropped, now she gonna have NFL niggas buying her shit.
Yeah.
Listen.
Asking for a kill.
Or their wives.
Like microwavable virality is so whack to me in hip hop. It's just not sustainable. I'm low key mad at Schoolboy because Schoolboy didn't come on the socials till it was time to promote the album. To me, that's low key microwave shit. Granted, I love the album, but I don't like that because you just selling me some shit. You're not really here. You're gonna be gone in a week. Schoolboy did the same shit for Crash Talk. He popped out on IG and Twitter. Then he left when the Crash Talk dropped, bro.
That's what I was saying when I said I need Schoolboy to be more
present.
You know what I mean? It's not just the music, but it's just as a character, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Look, here's my thing though. I don't think that's fair.
Okay.
To the person who just wants to be a human, a person like that. Not everybody has that personality. Like I don't.
They want to be rich though.
Yeah,
that's true.
They could be a human and make raps on Facebook.
I mean, I see that, but like, so I mean, social media, it's such a gift and a curse that like, the gift part of it, you want to take advantage of that and utilize it when the time is right. But then when you don't need it, you naturally want to shed it if you're a certain type of person, if you have a certain type of personality. You know what I mean? So like, so yeah, I don't think it's fair to ask every star to, because that was never asked for back in the day. You know what I mean? You didn't want everybody to be present at all times, everywhere, in the media cycle.
Okay.
So now,
But back
now
in the
because
day,
of
it's an
social media-
exceedingly smaller time. You know what I mean? As hip hop grows, back in the day, it's like 10 years. So if it's in, you know what I mean? If 94 Nas didn't want to be famous and Rakim didn't want to be famous, I understand. But the 20 niggas who ran the game after that all had to run a certain move. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, it was a lot harder to be visible back then. It's so easy. You could just literally just jump online.
And it's like I said,
Right.
once you remove yourself from that algorithm, you have to start from scratch each and every
Yeah.
time.
Right.
bro.
The one thing I will excuse
Yeah.
Schoolboy with though, maybe he's a nigga that just want to rap. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, like we make pods. We got a whole bunch of people. Shout out to all the day one. Shout out to the people that fuck with us. There's too many to name. You know, all the Mad Max, the Miss
Yes,
LBs,
sir.
Marcos. You know what I'm saying? I'm missing 1,000 of y'all. Shout out to all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all fuck with us.
I'm gonna
And
shout
we
them out in the chat.
Keep
though.
going. You know what I'm saying? And we always interact with y'all in the chat. When we drop videos, we in the chat. We talking to y'all. Like there might be niggas that drop pods and they just want to drop pods for the people to see. They might not want to interact with the fans. You know what I'm saying? Is that the best way to go? Probably not. But that might be who that person is.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And they might be missing out from that fan experience, but that just might be who that person is.
He's right.
That's it.
Right. You and Sin got it. You and Sin make a good point.
I like this topic. I didn't think we were gonna go here and get
Honestly.
so in
Yeah,
depth.
not from the
Honestly.
bullet point that says Cardi showing titties.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I ain't wanna, you know.
Gang, this just goes to show you that at the end of the day, life begins, lives, and ends on titties.
Well, that too. But it's like I already knew where I was going with it, but I was trying to pop the group chat a little bit. Get a little laugh. You know what I mean?
I laughed when I saw it. You know what I mean?
That's all it was. Well, let's get up out of here. You know what I mean? Like Wall gotta go home. We done
Wall is
potted.
pissed at us
We
right now.
gotta get to the
man.
signature segments. We can start with Masito's segment. I don't know if it's young rap. I don't know if it's industry talk. Let's cook, Mace.
I got a little bit of both. I got a little bit of industry talk. And we'll run through this quick because, well, I'm sorry, bro. I was the latest. You know what I mean? But it's official, guys. TikTok is no UMG music. And I'm building towards something here. I know we spoke about this already, but TikTok is officially stripped of UMG music.
Forever?
They're negotiating.
least
You
for
know what I
now.
mean? But both sides are very stern on their feelings right now. As of March, no more. TikTok claims it's only 30% of music on there, but you know that might be background noise. You know what I mean?
30%
Birds
is a big
flying and shit.
percent, though.
It's a very big moment in the music industry because UMG holds the top sellers of the top sellers. And it's very interesting as far as how marketing is going to change, as far as the music industry is going to change. But it's official. And not only that, but UMG in their public letter to TikTok accused them of not only that, but using AI to basically copy their songwriters. You know what I mean? Basically kind of calling them out, saying you guys are trying to steal what we're doing. And for that reason, not only because of the payout, but because, you know what I mean, you guys are basically trying to use AI to kill the music industry. So
Wait, TikTok is using AI?
TikTok
Okay.
themselves. Yes, UMG wrote an open public forum letter to TikTok accusing them of things
Got it.
like, using,
Trying to
AI
keep
to
all the
steal
sounds. Yeah.
songwriter techniques and do all type of things. Now, UMG themselves, they reported a $1 billion profit in the last quarter of
You don't
2023.
say.
Yeah, they
1
did.
billion.
They did. And understand this, folks. UMG, there's the big three record labels, right? There's Warner Music Group, there's UMG, and there's Sony. Understand that this is affecting the entire.
Def Jam?
No, Def Jam is under UMG.
Yes.
Yeah, Def Jam is under UMG.
Universal.
Right. So it's affecting.
Oh,
the-
you mean the big three parent company?
Yeah, I mean the big
Got
three.
it.
The big three parent. There's the big three parents. So that's Universal, that's Sony, and that's Warner. So understand that this TikTok shit is affecting everything, right? So we got the TikTok shit. It's officially in effect going on. If you look, we follow the money all the time. Warner Music Group, Atlantic specifically, has just fired over 10,000 people, or over 600 people, 10% of their workforce, right? Under the how does that affect hip hop? Under the UMG umbrella or under the Atlantic Warner umbrella, there's a lot of hip hop. So in those budget cuts, in those firings that have happened, guess what happened? a lot of the hip hop shit. So Hip Hop DX, no longer a part of Atlantic. Up Rocks, no longer a part of Atlantic. Interval Presents, a popular YouTube station as well as NC themselves. They carry Rap Radar. They're no longer on Atlantic record label. So it's like you gotta understand, like the shit from the top is affecting hip hop on every single level, bro.
I hate to do this, but I saw a Twitter post a couple weeks ago where 2T's and Brian were talking about the future of Rap Radar, not knowing that this was going on. So when you just saying I just made that random ass tweet makes so much more sense. If they're not under the umbrella, where does the pod go?
Exactly. Rap Radar still has their own YouTube channel, but if you go to Interval, which is where we've seen most of the Rap Radar interviews for the last 2 years, completely blank YouTube page. Understand that when they cut shit, they cut our shit first, y'all. So it's like all of this moving and shaking within the music industry. It affects hip hop in a big way. Shout outs to Hip Hop DX. Shout outs to Elliot Wilson, B. Rap Radar. We know they gonna stay on their feet because they hustlers. You know what I mean? Shout to Up Rocks. But it's like you gotta understand that when all this money get moved within the industry, they love to take it from us first. You know what I mean? And us as podcasters, even the fellow podcasters watching, we need to pay attention to shit like this within the music industry. Now, you know, that's the voice of the industry, but listen here, man. Listen here, Dean. Listen here, man.
Talk to me.
I feel like we can't ignore the elephant in the room, bro. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm not. This isn't a chatty segment because we could get chatty on Mondays, we get chatty on Fridays, we get chatty on Thursdays, we get chatty, man.
Any day.
But I feel like I'm gonna have to start keeping a count of this shit. So we're officially gonna start the Diddy allegations count, and this week in Diddy allegations.
The diddler.
Hitmaker has accused Diddy of stealing his tracks for the Love album. Like Hitmaker did an interview. I forgot exactly where it was at, but
Joe Budden.
JB. Come on, how could we forget the Joe Budden podcast, the kings of the game? But he went up there and he admitted that he sent a lot of tracks, some with Eric Bellinger, some with all types of artists, and Puffy basically stole the entire album. So this week in Diddy allegations, you are stealing music, man. We'll get back to you next week because I'm sure there'll be more.
Don't. I know where you're going.
I mean, it's not like that's terribly new.
Yeah.
Nah, but the man said he found all of his co-producers.
Yeah, no. That's what I was gonna say.
That's crazy.
That's gangster.
The deviousness of it, you know what I mean? To like because he basically told them, nah, that shit ain't hitting like that. And then went and contacted the co-producers and was like, yo, what you did with him, give me that.
And it goes back to what we said on the lunch hour.
Diddy different.
Y'all thing is about us as regular people, we love to be righteous. We love to be honorable. But remember what I said in the lunch hour. Everybody has a price. Right? Mm-hmm. These niggas worked with Hit Boy.
Hitmaker.
Pardon me.
Yes.
Shout out to Hit Boy.
Yes.
Worked with Hitmaker. And they still chose to take the money when Diddy called, knowing that Diddy was doing some snake shit.
Right.
Everybody has a price. Stop holding these niggas so high.
Please.
Word.
That's a fact.
Let's get to the mailbag. You know what I mean? My favorite segment. We got a few here speaking to specific members, not Mase. Mase is safe to say. Mase is everybody's favorite cast member. I'm gonna be clear.
For now.
This is good in these streets.
Run back 1 year.
After that top 5 though, you might be in trouble. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But we gotta go to Deanie first. Deanie got some slander. This was from our lunch hour the week before. We talked about Dame and I was like, he was negative shit like that. Yvonne Evans 595 says, Deanie disappoints me with his selfish and cutthroat mentality.
Jesus.
Oh, damn.
Stop it, young bro. You're showing your greed and all about kicking a brother down when you're in a position to help instead of putting your foot on the brother's neck. Frown emoji.
I'm in position to help Dame? According to this?
What is...
You ended up being right about Dame.
Am I buying Rockefeller? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like...
It was on your head.
The whole part of that discussion was I said the negative thing happens more often than we like to acknowledge, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just the facts of life. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be mad at me for being correct, you can. You know what I'm saying? You're more than welcome, bro. But I'm just saying this is scorn between two dudes that was brothers at one point. It's some shit a lot of niggas can't fathom. Most niggas can't fathom because you never had multi-million-dollar ties with niggas. You never shared potentially billion-dollar companies with niggas. You never shared women. Like, y'all niggas, these niggas is doing shit we just can't fathom, bro. I've never done shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you have, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can give me the rundown. Oh, maybe you have, madam. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know about shit like that. I'm just going by what I think average humans would do. And I feel like when you make that kind of money, when you're in those kind of rooms, ego tends to play a big part, and it's not just about what's good for me and the gang. It's really about what's good for me when the money start kicking in like that. I just thought about it from that perspective. That's not who I am. I just know niggas. You know what I'm saying? I know humans. That's all I base it on. This isn't Deanie being selfish. You know what I'm saying? I might be the most unselfish person you fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Do your research.
Deanie, don't get too personal.
I feel attacked.
You know what I mean?
I feel attacked, bro. I come every time.
We turned a new leaf as a podcast.
We
trying to be a little bit nicer.
Salute to you, beloved.
Unless niggas do fuck shit, and then I gotta hold them accountable. You know what I mean? Then that's a different argument. You know what I mean? Let's hear the rap snob. You're up next. You don't know Dave 2155 says.
What up, Dave?
Damn, Sin, you must really be the rap snob.
Yeah.
You got your guys, and no one else but them can get the love they deserve. I know you a sucker for the artsy shit and elite instrumentation, so I don't know how you come up with this take. This is a mature, phenomenal album. Disappointed in your take. Responding to Schoolboy.
Talk about it.
All right. Well, again, full transparency. Yeah, that's a true respect right there.
Respect for that.
You know what I mean? He knows me well. Full transparency though, like we've mentioned this in the past, but like this will be out on Tuesday, but we recorded on Friday night. So as of now, I still have only had one spin of the album. I have not spun it a second time. I do want to spin it a second time, and a third and a fourth over the weekend. But as of now, my stance stands.
I like it.
That's it.
The snob.
I respect that. You know what I mean? And he wasn't. That's the thing. He wasn't disrespectful about this. For some reason, motherfuckers get on YouTube and just feel like they gotta say some crazy shit when they disagree. Just say you disagree. Right. We've never asked y'all to agree with us. We got our takes. Just you opinions. Got your takes. We all pull it together. We come up with a consensus. That's all.
That's the funniest
Shout out
shit
to
ever,
Dave.
man.
You know what I mean?
I was so hyped. Me and Job got to fucking finally debate this episode, bro. It never happens, man. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry. We have all the fun over here.
That's what I'm saying. It's always sitting Job arguing, bro. Like I want in, man. Pause.
We have
no Dede.
Mo Haunt. Yeah.
Dede.
Mo Haunt. Tao Payne 4264. This name is tricky. I don't know. He's talking to me. Mase, you're safe this episode.
Thank the Lord.
I'm sorry, Jarv, but you have to be called out for Illmatic. You cannot be a rap fan if you don't give that album its proper respect. Blasphemy is what this was.
Correct.
Sacrilege.
Correct.
How am I supposed to care about Reasonable Doubt unless I'm not? Sin, you let him off easy. Pause.
Hey.
Back to the... I'm just disappointed in you.
No.
Nah. He's right because I wasn't paying close enough attention to the fact that I was just like, I don't know. I was elsewhere. I didn't realize.
You know what? Mo Haunt, because I'm not saying the rest of your name. Arguably, you could be right, you know. But again, I hate. Let me not say I hate it. Shout out to you. Have your right to hold me accountable. This is times when you hold niggas accountable.
Right.
But at the same time, I did give respect to the viewing and listening audience to say why I did it. It had nothing to do with Illmatic the album. I think Illmatic doesn't deserve to be in any conversation. It's Shogun. It's his own orbit. It's his own planet.
It's the Mona Lisa.
Right. And it's like, to me, like I said in the last episode, it's unfair to keep holding Nas to Illmatic. That's all.
It's the One Piece.
It's the One Piece. Yeah. That's all I was saying. Like, no disrespect to Illmatic, but I just felt like we was all gonna say kind of the same shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Nas has done so much other fire shit. Why do I have to keep saying Illmatic with Illmatic? To me, there's Illmatic, then there's Nas' discography. That's my opinion. That this shit is his own thing. Nothing can compare to Illmatic. It's not fair to the other bodies of work.
Look, not for nothing. I clearly have my opinions, but how fun would this podcast be to watch and listen to if Jarv was like Illmatic, and then I was like, word, Illmatic, and then Deanie was like, word, Illmatic.
And I was like, I think Illmatic is great.
Some people want that though.
Come on.
There's a small contingent that do love shit like that.
We have to remember Gushing in a room, guys. I like
Time
Don't
out.
do that.
Time
Come on.
out.
Don't do
Come
that.
on. Time out. Sag now for singers the I ain't let that go. I moved on, but I ain't let it go.
Job using titties for clicks?
No. No.
Just making sure.
I'm not putting that in the title. That was for the bros. You know what I mean?
I'm just
All I'm
making
saying
sure.
is,
That's what they say.
It's rare we always agree
It
here.
was
gotta-
even funnier because it was with 2 Ds.
with 2D, you get it. You get it. It was strictly to jokes.
I love these niggas, man, because I thought that shit to myself.
Not to be confused with 2 T's.
Shout out to 2 T's.
2 Ds.
But
2 Ds.
you make a good point. If we all agreed on everything, the show wouldn't be what it is. But I really believe that about Nas. Like when we started this podcast, I remember what I said. When we make lists, I'm not putting Nas and Jay in no list because they shoguns. I don't even want to have them in these kind of conversations because it's disrespectful. That goes for Illmatic as well. And let's try to be more positive, more hard. Niggas was celebrating the top 5 segment, and here you come hitting me with the steel chair. Like, Davion, aka Firebird Phoenix, sent us an email. Little positive vibes to end the segment. Yo, gentlemen, I had mentioned this partial fit in another email. Just letting y'all niggas know I'm cooking this in a vid I'm doing for a new record I'm dropping in April called No Pressure. Y'all check out my last single from December called Moving on all platforms. They Kanye'd me on my album and took it down, but the whole thing is on Bandcamp. Check the old man out, see what I'm talking about. 100 is the name of it. 100 emoji, marathon emoji. Give me some spins, fellas. Return that love. We thank you, Firebird Phoenix, for your support, your donations, your purchases, and rock that
Much
Rap
love,
Roundtable hat on your next music video. Make sure you tag us on social so we can share it and show niggas that the brand is ever expanding. You all the way out on the West Coast, showing us some love.
Spinning that, bro.
But nevertheless, we are uptown. Somehow or the other, we almost got kicked off Sincere's lawn before this lawn segment. We were saying a lot of shit that almost got us in trouble. I don't know. Matter of fact, I'm not sure if we might not get kicked off his lawn.
I'm staying off your lawn, Sin.
But you know what?
Nah, Deanie, you was almost on my lawn from last
I'm
episode.
staying off your lawn, Sin.
But the lawn is so crowded. The lawn is so crowded now.
I'm happy. Proceed.
You're safe.
Thank you, my brother.
You know what I'm saying? I got just as a peace offering.
I agree.
I brought some seeds. I brought some flowers from Home Depot to add to your lawn as a peace offering for our behavior recently.
We apologize.
But nevertheless, Sincere needs you too.
Get off my lawn.
Listen, man, this is gonna be an epic lawn segment.
Oh shit!
Damn.
The same way that we had
Popcorn.
yeah, please. I saw it out the corner of my eye. I was like, yeah, don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Listen. We had a top 5 set. We have our top 5 series now. We had a top 5 segment earlier today. Top 5 scene stealing verses.
Yes, sir.
I have a top 5 lawn today.
Oh,
shit.
I like
Interesting.
This some heat
Top
right here.
5 lawn. So I'm gonna make this quick because we're limited on time. We got to get the fuck out of here. Get Walter home. Number 5 of the top 5 people that need to get off my lawn for this episode. Bobby Althoff.
Oh,
that's
the
interview chick, right?
The number 1 vulture in the podcast space.
the industry plant podcaster.
You didn't do anything particularly egregious. You just got to get off my lawn off
It is
GP.
what it is.
Yikes.
Bobby, get the fuck off my lawn.
Hold on. No, move on.
Get off my lawn.
Number 4, engagement farmers. You blue check motherfuckers on X. There's the only time I'm not gonna call it Twitter. I'm gonna call it X because this shit didn't happen on Twitter. Blue checks meant something on Twitter.
Yeah.
Then this motherfucker Elon wanted to buy the shit, call it
I feel
X.
like you was talking to me with that.
No, sorry. You bought Twitter?
Yeah, I mean,
This motherfucker Elon bought Twitter
He hiding his life.
and he's selling these blue checks. And now all these blue checks, all they do is fucking engagement fund. No, there's a couple of legit blue checks out there that I follow. You know
shout
what I mean?
out Kill. Shout
Yeah.
out Tony the Dome.
Yeah.
Did Tony get a blue check? I feel like he has a blue check.
I think he does.
I was gonna shout out some other niggas,
But
but nah.
there's a lot of blue checks
I
out there
can't
that's
tell
just
these days.
engagement
Low
farmers.
got a blue check.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
shout out Low Key.
Shout out to Low.
And the reason I'm kicking y'all off my lawn, because I'm going to admit, one of y'all got me. You know what I mean? I responded to one of y'all engagement farmers talk about this Ghostface Killer Have a Classic album.
Hey,
like,
hey,
bro, the motherfucker
hey.
got like 3 joints. Like, I was
Sin.
tight. I was
I don't
upset.
know why you walk into that.
Sin.
How did you walk into
I
that?
don't
know how.
know. I was having an off day.
He was right, because I fucking posted about that shit too. I was
Both
pissed
y'all niggas
off.
is
Yo,
When I seen Sin flaming that nigga, I was happy, bro.
Ghost got a few
I'm
classics.
disappointed in the both of y'all. I
Bro.
scrolled right past that shit.
For
you know
real.
what I mean?
I was having an off day. I just knee-jerk reaction. But y'all engagement farmers, find something else to do. Get the fuck off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
Number 3,
Let's go.
French Montana.
Wow.
Eh.
Nah.
This motherfucker had the nerve to go on an interview and say too many artists are chasing streaming numbers while simultaneously dropping 5 different fucking versions of his album.
That's classics.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Facts.
At this point, you're an engagement farmer.
bro.
Get the fuck off my lawn. Next,
Get off my lawn.
number 2, Joe Budden linking up with Candace Owens.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it happened.
I'm sorry. Well, planning to. I don't know. I just saw the picture. Planning to. Some people might be confused as to what's so wrong or so bad about Candace Owens. You know what I mean? I don't know. She aligns with white supremacists. She denies that racism even exists. She denies the effects of slavery over time. She's a full MAGA Trump supporter. You know what I mean? And this is not the political roundtable, but Candace Owens she's not sanctioned in the least on this side. You know what I mean? And anybody that wants to have some type of interaction with her, use her for clout, use her for getting the numbers up, use her for getting that bag up. Not everything is about the bag. Sometimes you got to do something. You know what I mean? You got to put your morals and ethics ahead of the bag. You know what I mean? And this is definitely one of those times, Joe Budden, I'm a little disappointed in you for linking up with Candace Owens, or at least planning to, taking that picture, whatever it is. Get the fuck off my lawn.
Get off my lawn.
And the number 1 person
Uh-oh.
that needs to get off my lawn,
Drum roll, please.
we don't have a drum roll drop. Thank you. This one hurts. Fat Joe. Mi hermano. Pana. What's going on, man? You copping Trump sneakers?
He invited me, son. He said he got
I don't give a fuck what he showed him on
He's a shoe
camera.
collector.
He's a collector.
The Air Donnies.
Listen, the air maggots,
Wow.
the all white supremacies.
Oh my God.
My guy.
Yo.
If you're a true sneakerhead, a true collector, you collect sneakers that have cultural relevance. You know what I mean? They have significance.
The Air Magazine culture?
Bro,
Air Mag
these
95.
have, these have
Air
zero
Mag
relevance
24, nigga.
or culture. These have zero relevance, zero cultural relevance. You know what I mean? Like you cop you some Jordans, some classic Jordans. You cop you some classic Air Maxes.
You don't like the Jordan 1 aesthetic on the magazine?
These fucking
Them gold
gold
joints ain't hit you?
atrocities with a fucking American flag on the shit. And he's like, yo, I'm a collector is because they're rare. Like, bro, that's not what a collector does. That's not what a sneakerhead does. It's not just because it's rare. You know what I mean? It has to be about the culture of sneaker, just as it has to be like it has to be about the culture of hip hop.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? So for you to support these atrocity sneakers and support the name of Trump at all, you are the number 1 person that needs to get off my lawn this episode.
Get off
Joe,
my lawn.
you got to get the Uncle Phil
Jazz toss out.
head first off the lawn, bro. And that's probably going to hurt my back because you're a big dude.
Yeah.
Pause.
But, yeah.
That was crazy.
But fuck off my lawn, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
You don't want to stop the count once?
The what?
Stop
the
the
stop the count ones.
What? Niggas are sick, man.
I'm dead, bro.
The insurrection ones.
Stop,
Bro.
stop the steals.
Not the air prestos, the air prezzies.
You don't,
The
want the, you don't want
Air
the January 6s?
No, I do not.
The J6s,
the
bro.
J6s. The J6s. Yo, shouts to Job because right before this episode, I was like, yo, how can I incorporate Jordans into this?
Hey, so
The J6s.
by accident, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Man.
Trump
Oh,
Jones.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, the J6s, but when you called them the maggots, I
air
was like,
maggots.
wait, bro, hold
The
up,
air
bro.
maggots.
down.
I'm gonna use
Fuck
that
outta here.
at the fucking
top
water
right.
cooler next
Them
week,
shits is
bro.
all gold
Alright.
with a fucking American flag
Yo,
on the fucking
nah.
ankle.
Oh,
Bro,
man.
them shits are atrocious,
This
bro.
was
Like,
like
what are you
$400.
doing?
I just want to add one
Same
thing
with
to
a
Sin's
body.
Lawn and
That's
just say
funny.
that between Joe and Joe, Joe Button and
The
Fat
Joes
Joe,
are having a
Joes.
bad week, bro.
The G.I. Joes.
I understand the game that you're in, the Click Media game, Joe Pro, the Joe Button podcast. But every click ain't a good click. This is
Every
nasty
click ain't
work.
worth it, bro.
This is nasty work, and we gotta hold you accountable. You know what I mean?
Get off my lawn.
Sorry, be better. You guys are stalwarts in the culture for what you do, and for Sin to have to kick both of y'all off, y'all could have been 1A and 1B. You lucky you wasn't. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Shit, they need a balance. In the second take us home, I just want to thank everybody who's runs this marathon with the Rap Round Table.
Facts,
Shout
man.
out to Wolf for putting up with our shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's my dog, man.
You know what I mean? And people who no matter what has happened, for better or worse, anytime they get the notification on YouTube or Apple Pod or wherever they tune in, they pull up. They pull up consistency. I love consistently. Pardon me. I love to see the same names in the chat. I also like to see the new names that I've been seeing in this
Facts.
chat.
Lot of y'all
We're
fucking with
reaching
us.
new people who are communicating, they building, and they helping us build this brand out, and they want to see us win.
Shit is dope.
That's
Beautiful
what it's
thing.
all about. I know we do be on some fuck shit sometimes, but that's just part of the game. We podcasters, you know what I mean?
Right.
But we love y'all. We love the support. Episode 92, Diddy the Balance. Take us home, man.
Yo, salute to the fucking gang out there, man. Day ones to the year fives. Salute to Walt. We know the lady gonna kill us, but
My
yo,
motherfucking
it's all for a
man.
good cause. It's to get the sound right. You know what I'm
The
saying?
Ginobili of the team.
Shout out to motherfucking Mase, though.
Show me
Voice
some
of the
love, my boy.
industry. Y'all better tap out Voice of the people.
My guy.
Just the voice, man. Holla at him. He knows what he's talking about. Sincere the rap snob. You hear the production.
Super.
You hear the Sonics, the technician right here. If you make
He's the
beats,
one.
if you rap, holla at him. He makes beats. He got
Jeez.
everything you need. Listen to
man.
our episodes. Everything you hear from us, that's sincere right there. Legendary shit. Jarvie, the hardest working man in show
The GOAT.
business. You know what I'm
The
saying?
podcast GOAT.
Oh, speaking of that, tap into
Better
my
than
guys.
all
They
you
got a
guys.
new thing cooking.
Yes.
If you fuck with sports talk, if you love what they do here on the Rap Roundtable,
Fuck with us.
then you're going to love what
I
they
need
do on
another one.
Pace and Space, man.
My
New
guy.
sports podcast by
Appreciate
Jav
you.
and Macito. It's fire. Tap in, get the subscribers up. You fuck with hoops, you know where to go.
We here.
I'm Deanie the Balance of the Force, a.k.a. your
The
mother's
chef.
favorite. And we the Rap Roundtable, you
My
dig?
fucking
Holla
man.
at us. Boom. I'm a little saucy, but I'm flossy. You dig?
Hey, yo.
Boom.
Round Table.
Be outside.
The heroes and the villains.
You
You need.
Played yourself, Joe.
Joes.